until he's
against
nerfed.
that Teho at this point in time. Exactly right. If he is nerfed the way he is, it's unlikely that we'll see him again, and he'll go to the grave with Sky, unfortunately. Thankfully, we haven't heard that. To hear her voice lines for a while is the only thing I'll say. But outside of that, we ball. NAOS up against Sharper. Philippines against the Thailand representatives. There's been a few of them throughout the, sea region. They're all looking pretty good in towards this competition. Full Sense obviously edging their way closer towards the Stage 2 victory. Now as we enter into this second matchup of the evening, where are we going to sit?
Yeah, Sharper starting on this defensive side, spreading out the Cypher utility with a little bit of a trap play. Fault line and salvos will blow open the baby door.
Just so much patience, right? How about to pop the utility? A little bit of damage from Syrupop already finds the opening too. Nicely done to enter into the round from Sharper. And now Moja. Oh, God, I hope that's not the start of a potential sign in towards this map, as Sharper are looking absolutely clean with it so far. Kadoom even to deny PTC. That's a very clean pistol round. 5 alive
Cypher,
for Sharper.
We don't want to be rude.
That's just a really good counterplay, to be honest with you, right? That's doing your homework. Now pivots towards the A side on a pistol round and then just having a good little bait and switch play, honestly, right? You've got contact from the trap wire to rip your fault line, to blow through with your salvos, and then you're just peeking on the back of them. Really nicely done from Sharper there for the flawless pistol. And for NAOS this time, not going to see any big investments unless you consider a shorty a big investment for Zan.
Back. Little awkward.
Spike planted.
Taking a tickle. So far, it is A-okay. But spike planted, always good. Little bit of additional damage. PTC actually managing to find one. LBY's got to be careful, but with that stun, it will give them the additional time. Moja and PTC now to try and find some additional damage. I don't think they're actually ready for Moja. If he can slip the net here and find some damage, it might get awkward, but no. Syrupop gets off in time, and then he's back straight on towards that spike. So 4 alive for Sharper. Nice and clean with it. They do lose the one, but they manage to keep it all together.
Yeah, that's not going to hurt them too much. You got priority of your rifles going on through with your Guardians and your Bulldog there. So that's going to be enough to work this next round. You'd expect that Syrupop as well. You start to get a little bit antsy that you want your Armageddon online nice and early. So we'll see what sort of change-ups Sharper look to do behind that. Flip it on over towards NAOS, though, and you've kind of got all that you need, barring Moja's fake out and a fast lane for Zan. Got everything else there, though. LBY already taken down a 5 HP off the beginning spam, too. Hurts his chances to really assist in duels here. So you just fall back onto being the util guy. Sometimes for a breach anyway on this map specifically, it does happen.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't mind it, too.
Yeah. It's kind of the one that gets abused a little bit in that regard. But that's the role you choose. The sacrificial lamb. The one to get all the assists. But it's a good start here so far from NAOS. Obviously, already finding Kadoom, pretty impactful member. And Moja's found a fair bit of space as well through the doors. They've left it very passive. Nifty all the way off the site. And they should very well find it. It's only just a couple of trips to try and do something about it. The salvos will keep them back for now, though.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time, though. That's the problem right now. NAOS are going to get into this A site free of charge. Trap wires aren't going to mean too much at all as plant gets established.
Could be potentially a little bit worried. They've bought themselves enough time to enter in towards this. I suppose the only thing is LBY's got like no HP, but Moja, man, he is not connecting with his shots just yet. Now they move in. They're all in towards the tree here. What is happening right now? This potentially could be the best. Now they slide straight into the trip. At least Zan's going to be able to deny that. Moja finds one, and Zan's going to be A-okay. All right, all right. I'll breathe. I'll breathe. Zan with 3. And that's NAOS getting a very nice opening round to deny the bonus in the third.
Yeah, one of the things that you're going to have to see with NAOS is they're going to have to put their bodies on the line for a lot of these duels, right? Because they're not running a breach, they're not running a Teo, they're not running, any sort of post-plant utility damaging agent. One might be able to make an argue for the Vice, but not really. So they're going to have to just really go in with like flashes and some speed combos for Zan. Some maybe C's from Xavi if he's able to put it on the right line. But apart from that, you know, it's going to be the body duels. Sharper, they're going to have a lot of this utility that they can barrage your way. This time though, Mitch, they've got an operator out for Kadum. Smoke kind of hurts him a little bit right now.
Gotta get out. Zan's going to be able to find QQ God very, very quickly. So that's an important member being taken down already. The Omen to try and support the Neon of Kadum, but he's going to hang around for a little while. If he peeks on the mound here, it could be okay. That's the thing. Zan did have a very, very solid round in the previous. Does line up the shot, but Xavi able to get the trade out nicely. Does get dropped down to 32. But yeah, Zan just goes away of NAOS right now.
Was he just collateraled through that one?
If he was, that's an insane lineup.
Bit awkward, but now some stability. As there's another kill going the way of NAOS. And they can go for the plant. You wouldn't expect Seraphop to be using an Armageddon in this round unless they get one kill. Maybe then you drop it into the tree. It's the general spot.
Two of them are low. There's a world.
Still quite difficult though. Just a 4 versus 2 scenario in its entirety.
They are going for it. Where do you put the Armageddon though, I suppose? You know, do you want to cross the line?
Probably nowhere this late.
Yeah, I think so. They Krillin in. Seraphop does manage to find one. Door opening now. PTC just keeping him interested. Tap on the defuse. There's only one Komodo. What do you say?
A bit of a fumble from NAOS in that one, right? When you're thinking about what I talked about before, right? NAOS have to go for the duels because none of the utility that they have at their disposal is going to push Sharper off the spike, essentially. Unless you've already got pre-placed Thorns or a Paranoia or a Flash that you can combo peek off of, you do not have favor in a lot of these positions where Sharper can isolate angles with the Breach Aftershock or with the Fault Line combo with the Salvos, even with the Special Delivery, right? These are the strengths that Sharper are going to be able to play with. That 2 versus 4, though, they didn't really use that utility. They just shot.
That's a crazy 2v4 to be winning if you're Sharper. And now Moja dropping down Kadum straight out the round. He is taken down pretty low, but yeah, that's a very, very strange annihilation right now.
Armageddon. I get it.
That's the one.
I get it. Though. You want to make sure that no one is... You want to make sure that no one is re-pushed up to rubble, but that's just going to force NAOS' hands to go into the seaside dimensional drift, clear all the information. You got Xavi still with the Nightfall as well for a post-plant. Should come up pretty good for them here.
Ooh, Seraphop finding that one. That was pretty big. Door still open. LBY. Yeah, okay. Not going to be able to get away with that one. NAOS don't want to make the same mistake that they did in the previous. Nippy and QQ God left alive. They're both split very, very heavily. I mean, if QQ God finds one as they try to exit here, there's potential. Can you see if he oversteps? No, okay. Round's done. No way they get back into this one. Information gathered by the Haunt. Arcro is destroyed. And they should just be able to completely lock this one down. No need to peek. No need to do anything. Just keep QQ God on long. And that's exactly what they've been able to do. So after a very, very nice retake, Sharper, let it slip.
Yeah, it's those differences as well over at A-Rubble in how teams want to find it, right? When you've got a little bit of haste from the defenders, you generally see some players pre-fire the lanes, which is how Kadum has been booked in this round, I assume. Apart from that, though, you also see a lot of teams just play on the back of the utility, right? You've got a Fault Line and Salvos that you could probably see used. Once upon a time, you would have one-way smokes as well from the Omens before they got changed. And your one-way smokes are no longer valid in this game. Tried to remove completely by Riot. Timeout, though, for Sharper. Early to discuss some things. Real early, in fact. But a good time to stop any collection of rounds that NAOS may be finding with some momentum as well. A couple of these tendencies, a couple of these rotation timings.
Good time to get it early. Talk it out. What's happening? See if we can find the issues that may be plaguing us early on. But so far, so good, I think. You know, NAOS have had a couple of minute opportunities. Said I was really impressed by that round in the previous with that retake in the 2-on-4. But now in that most recent round looked extremely confident. And that's the thing that Sharper has to be careful of. And now they're back on the pistols, of course. It should very well be another round to NAOS to tie up the scoreline.
I mean, one would expect. But we have seen crazy thrifties.
Oh, man. Like, we're 3.5 hours in. Nah, longer. And we're only into map 1 of Series 2, so that kind of describes our evening.
I mean, I've been in this room for 5.5 hours now to set up and everything. There's a close time. I need to finish before close time.
Hey, don't leave me on the solo cast, bro. Come on.
You can carry.
I can't roll back
you got the voice for it.
Everyone will just get sick of me. It's been too long since we've had that.
High-low setup though right now for Kadoom and for LBY, if you can call it high-low. Kind of a low and super low.
Skim milk angle.
Ooh, a Nightfall is a bit of a misread here for NAOS though.
Pretty bold in. So they want to go for it now. It's very, very awkward. LBY's utilities force them back. That dark cover will make it a little bit more awkward for Zan here. Kept them packing 45 seconds. Now the utility's making it dicey, but Moja will drop QQ God. They've got to make sure they don't overlook Niffy though. Which angle does he check? Which angle does he clear? Zan's now managed to find his way to water, but again, that's the thing. Niffy's still in position. He doesn't want to overstep though. He's going to wait for everything to kind of slot into place. Look at Zan just running forward. He does find LBY, and it should very well make that a clean round for NAOS.
Kind of waiting to see the eventual end of this round. Surprised Niffy was looking at that angle for so long when his team has already cleared it. You know, he's kind of just watching the same angle that his team's watching with no one coming. Might have been better to go the other side and look for a kill earlier on with the Stinger. This time, your damage that you're finding is not doing anything because the money is still looking pretty good for NAOS. So kind of throwing that round away there for Sharper, but you'll take away the fact that a Nightfall was invested, right? A bit of a misread on the economy from NAOS's side of things. Using that to the C site, but it did, I guess, provide them the way of bait to get into A. I like the small play from Moja. You use the fake out to hit the trap wire, and you have two teammates slip through that little interaction timing while it's caught the fake out, and you completely caught off one of the players in the stairs. So I do like that.
There.
What do we see as a change? That's always the question, Komodo, when it's weapons out. It's going to be the ultimate. Pushing back, Rolling Thunder. Kadoom's going to try and support that, but of course his focus has to be set towards main. And Moja gets away with murder. It's all falling apart for Sharper right now. They've not had a chance to do absolutely anything. Zan even getting in there. What has happened? Sharper has just been completely wiped out. Not a chance in the round at all for the Thai side.
I'm just really surprised that Sharper are trying to force Kadoom onto the angle when you've got a breach Teo. You can just use that utility and then you can smoke and you can call it job done for rubble. Force out your opponent's utility like a Prowler and such. Make them a little bit weaker on actually starting to get in towards a site as well. It's going to be one of the things that Sharper need to recognize early on this map, that NAOS will have to utilize their informational abilities to get positions, right? They don't have the fault line. They don't have the salvos, which makes things a little bit easier on a map like Lotus in this current meta.
Well, Moja's hitting shots now. And unfortunately for Niffy and QQ God, they're yet to get on the board. And that's always going to be the thing that plagues these teams, right? You know, 3 players, 4 players maybe, playing well. 1 or 2 just shying away. Needs to be a full operation, especially when you're up against a team like NAOS who just, you know, all the individuals can have that wow factor.
Drone is down.
Just a confirmation of a default right now with that drone going out, spotting some players in spawn. Where are they rotating to? Where are they going? Noting on the radar that Moja is creeping outside of the A-breakable room currently. See what sort of interaction may happen afar, but the rest of NAOS going to be ready to go to C, go to B if they need as well. I mean, there's a world in which Moja just absolutely slips in towards their spawn, but can't win the duel. 30 seconds to go. C site now, the game plan.
Good damage on Kadoom, though. It kind of denies him from using that overdrive. And now Nifty also tagged up. Really, really awkward. Forced out by that overdrive. Aftershock. LB White in an awkward position now. They're already pushing in. They're getting in towards that line. And he does connect with one, but PTC good for the trade. Now Kadoom gets the dink, but Moja will continue to kick and scream as they get across the line. Seraphop has no HP. QQ God can't really do a hell of a lot. Does pop the paranoia. Gets a kill. That could be a ego boost for a second. At least, you know, add to the confidence.
He's on the board.
He's on the board. That's all we need.
Again, talking about it a little bit earlier, the way that NAOS need to play these ones. The Thorns are their real only damaging, stoppaging things, right? So.
One enemy remaining.
I mean,
yeah, one player surviving at the end of this one. Some good damage, but NAOS were kind of already swimming in cash. So.
Dedication.
Doesn't really do too much here.
That's all we need.
Sharper, though. They'll have a buy to finally come in towards this next round to have a couple of ultimates to back them up as well.
good utility usage there. Made it really, really awkward.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Seraphop, as I said, making him sweat slightly. But you look at the cash now, still the investment's there. Mo just picked up the op. And they've got ultimates to boot as well. But the exact same thing could be said for Sharper here. Kadoom, what's he going to be doing with it? There it is. That's the pick onto Moja already.
Yeah, but you're kind of already giving one back, aren't you? Savvy on a QQ God means no more smokes for Sharper. Gonna have to rely upon someone finding some information soon.
Seraphop has to get this shot. And he doesn't. PDC is going to be able to find him very, very quickly. Zan getting another. Oh, man. This is not the Sharper that I was expecting to see right now. Valden will be forced away. Does get the Razorvine out, though, first. Now as they find the site nice and comfortably. Now, 4 alive. LBY, Kadoom, there's not really a hell of a lot they can do. And remember, this started with the opening pick for Kadoom.
Yeah, it just feels like Sharper aren't maximizing the agents that they have in this map at the moment. Again, trying to kind of force some fight issues where they don't necessarily need to in the first little game plan styles that NAOS have too. Like if Zan is trying to take a duel or Moja's trying to take a duel towards a rubble, just let them get control of it and then set up for salvos, set up for Armageddon. You know, just set up to gain a favorable duel instead. These sort of changes, you really want your coaching staff or your IGL to call a bit of a switch. It really is the difference in today's Valorant that highlights a kind of supreme IGL versus, you know, a kind of mid-tier one, right? It's how quickly you can get out your adaptations based on what you're seeing in the game. That's why having players that have some IGL experience, even if they aren't the primary caller, can definitely go a long way. Having players that have been around for the longest time with very broad gameplay, you know, PTC, a great highlight in the server of something like that.
I think the biggest thing right now is 5 on the trot for NAOS. Sharper have not looked convincing at all in these last few rounds.
No, and Niffy is still running a donut as well.
Oh.
Bring them down.
It's always painful to be in that situation. Especially when you're the sentinel player, right? You know, so much pressure lying on your shoulders.
And you feel like you're just going to have to fall back as well. I mean, if you're giving control towards NAOS at the moment, you are calling for your teammates to get some assistance for you. I'm looking at the radar to see what Sharper are doing in this sort of situation. Rotating 3 members to C, having your Teo overlook B, because they're still within range to drop the utility for the C site where needed. And then your Omen is QQ God playing towards Rubble. If he gets prowled, well, he can just TP out. So it's not the worst thing. And that's exactly what's happening. Now are kind of reading the game on what utility they need to be throwing here to keep Sharper guessing.
Man, it's just such a shame though, you know, using them from the shadows for something like that, just to pull away a little bit, and now as they get all this control, they're going to throw out the gate crash, and I don't know what is happening. It's just a really, really awkward one. They pulled away from the mound. There's the an Armageddon. Oh my god, it's all just bloody going everywhere right now. Seraphop does get one back, but now
30 seconds
pulling
left.
to A?
I think Moja got fault lined, which is how he's lost his life within all of that utility. A little bit unfortunate, but yeah, all of that util dumped towards C to keep the members stuck there, and now you're scrapping to try and keep NAOS off the A site. You just have to let them have it.
Oh my god. Zan on the rope. Zoom does get the trade, though. Still a winnable prospect. PTC getting back in towards position. So the Nightfall that did come in from Savvy did get that additional information, which is kind of holding back the members of Sharper right now. They're running out of time. They're trying to get on towards the side. PTC, 1, 2, and almost a third. LBY dropped very low. And now Zavy just waiting to see on the line a drop. He will swing up and he'll punch up. That's 7 now for NAOS. And yeah, man, I don't know. This is just super awkward. I mean, look, Sharper did have a moment in time where they were in control, but it's just all slipped away for them.
I'm really surprised that when that utility all succeeds over at that C site, that Niffy doesn't go for a potential flank or just going to the body of Moja that's dropped over in the entry of C at Mount to neural theft for his team to be able to get the right information to flood back into the A site with that early rotation. Had he dropped that nice and early, his teammates who were already toward the A site could have set up a little bit better.
Opening pick. Zan finds it, somehow still alive. Relay bolt goes up to the high skies. Zan also finds Syrupop too. This is just not what I was expecting in any way, shape, or form, right? You know, I did say that there was a potential world where we saw a 2-0, but
the spike in
not a
spawn.
2-0 in this fashion. Valden, yeah, still chilling. Spike's dropped.
Yeah, they're just going to, from the shadows to pick it up here on
yes.
this little eco round. Don't want to drop any more weapons, which they've got the cash for, but you just don't want to give LBY a chance when he's one away. He gets 1 kill, Rolling Thunder, Aftershock flashes, there's a world. So just playing in the numbers here, playing in the percentages. I like it from NAOS.
It's going to be 8. Now, what a start to see it, where it was a 3-1 scoreline and we could potentially be ending in a 9-3 half. Which is a very happy start for the Filipino side. This is the selection from Sharper. They are confident on this.
Very
13-0 against XGod.
I'm a little bit surprised that LBY wanted to try and go for that, but he just wanted 1 to get the Rolling Thunder, so I kind of give him a little bit of a pass mark, gathered that all of the team can buy their utility, and they'll have some members on light shields, so it is what it is, putting more of a premium on having the ult than not having the ult into this last round. But majority of these rifle rounds, yeah, like Sharper have just kind of...
He's vibing.
They're not really playing into the agent's strengths here. You know?
They're definitely not. And as I said, you know, you just can't have Syrupop 14-8 and the rest of the team so far behind, you know? Kadoom getting a couple of opening shots here and there, but that's not enough. You need to be seeing absolutely everything come through as the team. But as it stands, just waiting. Niffy holding on to C again with the limited utility he has. It does look like it's going to be at least the opening. Syrupop gets 1. Will it be a second? Oh, he's tapping away. Does manage to live on, but even gets the salvos out. Somehow Zavy gets away with 2 though here. Kadoom responds, getting it back to a 3-on-3. Now they got to overwhelm Niffy again. Will their utility actually get anything done? There we go. No, Niffy. Oh, my friend. I'm feeling for you right now. The Razorvine actually does manage to keep Kadoom at bay. They get the information, and now he crosses along. Valden takes him down. All left on the QQ God. 1 versus 2. Very winnable. Valden low.
He's here early.
Has to slip the net here. Does get the catch now. PTC needs to be the hero. Omen v Omen.
How long until PTC's smoke comes back online? Because QQ God just got his. Yeah, 1 second. Here you go.
Doesn't need it. It's going to be a duel, and PTC's the man with the experience. QQ God walking on up. I don't think it's going to matter on towards this angle that's taken. PTC just sits in the cubby. He knows the information's there.
Oh, he's whiffed
Spots
it.
the gun barrel, but he has whiffed it, and QQ God gets a desperately needed round for the team. That's going to be 4 on the board for Sharper. A way to at least bring themselves back into some sort of recoverable position on Lotus here.
Yeah, that's, I mean, kind of the way to say it, right? For sure. Is 8-4 enough, though, from what we've seen from NAOS to be able to close it easily? Or, you know, a pistol round for Sharper and some other things? Like, that's what, a 0 kill half for Niffy? That's extremely rough. 8-4, first map. Let's see what happens after this cheeky.
But as we know, Komodo, with Lotus, the attacker's side usually does fare well, but look at this early aggression, maybe an opening duel. Zan already having his head ripped off, so will Moja. And that makes a very nice start here. Savvy has to try and go big here. Kadoom will try force him back, does get it. And that's what you need your Neon to do here. Sharper looks to open up this half nicely. Unless they've got something to say about it, Valden does drop 1, but no, I don't think anything's going to be happening here. PTC, what do you got?
a classic, and a kill.
Cover going out.
And that's probably it.
Seems to be that way, Komodo.
Into the trap
No
wire.
real opportunities given. Just has to deny the trip,
Up with the spike.
and he's just gonna cruise out.
Oh, Niffy. Are you going to get on the board here, mate?
Trying to give it to him. Nah, not today. Is he still 0?
Yeah. He is.
Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah,
He's
we've all
doing his
been there.
best Conky impersonation.
His best what?
Conky impersonation.
Yeah, but he plays Cypher. You don't play Cypher. It's too much math.
Remember when you made me play Vice?
Yeah, it was great. I made
No.
him play Vice on Pearl, by the way, and he did not know where to place any utility.
As expected.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it's
why
not
I'm the play-by-play,
it's
man.
not
Come on.
playing to your strengths, so you were nerfed.
All missiles
Which I still can't believe these guys are playing to the agent strengths that is picked in this game.
Man, I'm telling you, Sharper's going to win this map now, just by the way that they're turning it around.
I mean, it's just a pistol round and a second round where you've got no real stock in what NAOS are going to be able to deliver with these pistols,
yeah.
so...
I'm talking about
see.
the attacker's side in general, right?
Oh, they've overlooked the corner. Oh, they've overlooked the corner, Mitchell.
Oh, don't you tell me. Never mind.
PDC, run it
Just
back.
2. Nah. I mean, if you can get a weapon, but he's a long way from home.
Yep, he's got his Nikes on.
I have
Running through.
spike.
Or your Asics. Or Skechers, whatever your
I got Asics.
favorite shoe brand is.
They feel like clouds on my feet when I run.
My hops felt like that. They were my basketball shoes. I don't know how popular the brand was, but they were comfortable.
I think it's just, I never realized like what a good pair of shoes would do for you in context of like sport in that regard.
I'm walking everywhere in Korea. I'm glad I brought like a comfy pair of shoes.
Oh yeah.
By the way, Niffy's on the board, if you missed it, because I think
Ah.
the screen missed it, so it's all good. Confidence.
Doesn't count. Wasn't on the screen.
Doesn't count.
Well, as I said, look, to have a player who's 1 in 10 and you're still only 2 rounds away, look,
Yeah, it means that the team
Team
is doing
game.
something else right.
correct.
Yeah. Bonus round, though, here, folks. See what damage Sharp is going to be able to do, or if NAOS are going to fumble the ball. Give away a couple free throws and lose the game.
Cover going out.
Vice
Crazy
utility
things
over
have
towards
happened.
the C site.
Alrighty.
Ah.
Alrighty. Things that are happening should not be happening right now, Komodo. Kadoom has found another
Yeah.
LBY.
LBY found the
Making
first
it
opener
work.
with the ghost.
Yeah. And look, at the very least, Seraphop's been denied there. If he was taken down, that would be a little bit more of a call for concern. QQ God's done well, though. Golden taken extremely
He's
low.
done
Yeah,
really
that's
well.
massive from QQ God. The paranoia was awesome. And that's only on the PTC. I mean, look, coming in from the flank, he might be able to get some good damage here, but he's not interested. Knows that it's probably a little bit too far-fetched for him.
Yeah.
And this is a bonus round secured by Sharper Esports in a map where we were not expecting a hell of a lot to come through.
Yeah, and historically, the defensive side on this map has been their much stronger side as well, right? So I'd be expecting a little bit more from them there. But you look towards Sharper, and they're a team that has always started on the attack side of this map, I believe. Actually, flip it over. Sorry, Sharper have always started on the defensive side on this map. I got my team names mixed around. Sharper were a more defensive-sided team, always starting on the defense. NAOS were a more attacking-sided team, always starting on the attacking side. So both teams are on their weaker side of things. But yeah, it just feels like both teams are a bit more attacky today.
Always seems to me like Haven, Lotus, you know, those 3 map sites. So much more challenging to defend, but there we go. Kadoom finally getting an opening. PTC, great entry, obviously taking advantage of that saved weapon. Up nice and high, they get a little bit more aggressive. Great forward thinking there.
Yeah, but now you just need to make sure that you don't drop the advantage, I guess, right? Have some crossfires, had some good timing, get a good read if you possibly can. You still got the shear over to the C site to play first info. You're gonna hot potato a gun to your teammate as well eventually, which is fine.
There.
Vandal will not go into the hands of NAOS.
A well-placed haunt at the moment from Savvy could find some good information on what's outside near rubble. I don't believe that the doors are open just yet, so it's going to be more of a priority towards front of B. Maybe an early prowler to spot something, but you hear this utility down to C at the moment. Sheer will get baited, and that's exactly when NAOS get this front B control.
Ooh, Zan. When's going to pop it? Seas goes out, does actually get the catch onto 2, and he could do some damage. It gets awkward. Now Niffy, oh Niffy, no, my friend! I just want you to succeed. But it's a 3-on-5. NAOS have the advantage. Seraphop clawing them back. Makes it a little bit awkward for Zan. Somehow inside the smoke, Zavi finds another LBY, takes it, and there it is. NAOS win a round that they had absolutely no business in securing. I suppose Sharper have kind of given it to them on a silver platter.
So I just picked the wrong round to say. You know, Thrifties, we've seen, you know, more done with less. We've seen some wild Thrifty rounds. This was apparently the wild Thrifty round here. Niffy not clearing corners, running into a bunch of utility, running into some stuns and stuff. So a good Thrifty out from NAOS. They will hold the lead.
Yeah.
Sharper not able to tie it up, but they will call a timeout.
I don't think Sharper are done just yet. They definitely seem to have some sort of resurgence. But NAOS was starting to look really good. We said they've got the lead. They've found a really good responsive round. If Sharper can turn it around on the back of this timeout, which is something that, you know, can be quite common.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a world where this one does still keep kicking.
You know what I want to know? I want to know for the viewers out there. Who are you favoring for this one? Drop those emotes. Give us the NAOS ones. Give us the Sharper ones.
Have you not seen
Who are you supporting?
the wings in the chat, mate?
Yes,
You know what
but
it goes.
we've got
You
a
know
lot
how
of
it
lurkers, and if we can awaken
goes.
them,
Oh, true.
we can start to have some hype, you know?
Some shields. Some Sharper shields.
Raise your shields for Sharper.
Yeah.
Gun round, though.
Big, important round. Very important round. Money. Not great for some. Decent for others. There's Niffy.
Where was this?
Niffy!
Where was
Oh,
this?
he's so back! I'm in Niffy stand.
Last
We're up and
player
about.
standing. Go, go, go.
And then smacked
And
onto
just
Valden.
like that now, have not even had a chance to shoot.
And it's another scenario for PDC where he's lost all of his friends. Another clutch to come up for him.
That does seem to happen quite often for poor PTC. That's what happens when you're the Thai export that heads over to the Philippines. Everyone's left early.
Oh,
No one wants to come have Holy Basil with you. Everyone wants... Oh, man.
So Sharper
No,
answer
what's
back
that?
after their timeout. Very
I'm literally so
convincingly.
tired, I forgot about the existence of Adobo. I can't believe myself. NAOS is in the chat. I'm a disappointment. I'm sorry.
Last player
alright.
standing.
No Tondo Gaming here at least. Timeout.
Right,
To answer
the,
back
there's
for
the pause coming
NAOS.
back. Using their time.
Yep.
Getting back into it as best as they possibly can. Don't want to let anything slip too far away.
It does look
As I
like,
sort of said.
judging by the back wall, that we've got some land lads here.
Yeah, because typically, I always thought NAOS was playing from like a facility. But
Yeah.
then there's a couple of people from their bedrooms too. So
Correct.
maybe you just...
Well, you got to remember, NAOS
distance
aren't all
from-
Philippines now, right? So it's
Yeah, of course.
Mojazavi
Yeah,
together,
yeah.
and
PTC's Thai.
and Amix as well with them.
Yes, of course. Because I understand that the NAOS like facility is in Manila, but how many people play from there obviously is the question.
All right, let's see if NAOS are going to be able to get one back after their own timeout. It just worked a treat for Sharper. Starting to get towards some ultimates as well in this second half. PDC caught off guard. Zen now also abilities removed. And the stampede of them to try and get this mound control is something to behold. They're trying to funnel Sharper to the A site, and it actually might be the right idea with the sheer wall here. The only thing to stop QQ God from going forward.
Here.
Gives away his info.
Also, not a
Mojo
single
knows exactly
shield.
where he is.
Not a single shield in the chat. What?
Go, go, go.
Told ya.
Where are our Sharper fans?
They exist. Do not worry. The QQ God, he exists. And he's taking down Moja. At least Veldon does afford himself with the trade, but that's a Bulldog getting taken out. Savvy, Zan, only with the ghosts here, so it could get a little bit spicy, a little bit awkward. Veldon actually pushing forward, but no. Chooses to opt against it. Does have the arc rows available, I was sure, but as they start to move through the door, do they break it? Yeah, absolutely. Veldon's going to have a hell of a lot of pressure here. Komodo, where's he looking? Looks across the line, and there it is. Arcrose is there, but he's not going to need it, unfortunately. Kadoom does take him down. PTC drops Niffy. Can he find anything more, though? Zavi and Zan, that's the job that you need to see getting done. LBY goes in, but no, Zan overextends. What is happening? PTC drops the spike, though. All on the Seraphop. All on the Seraphop. Oh, it's awkward. 8 seconds. 8 seconds. He's got to find no. PTC denies, and NAOS will secure double digits here.
Oh, PDC coming through with another clutch at the end there as the sole survivor of NAOS. There's his boys to do some damage throughout the round to make it a bit easier for him in this one, but really Sharper letting the time bleed down quite low before trying to get into the A site. I thought the QQ God on the back and popping that sheer wall might have, you know, got the team to come on over to him nice and early for them to really just explode in towards the A site, but playing a little bit too passive, a little bit too scared. They play the same way in a round such as this where there's an operator in existence. Well, that's just going to play into the hands of NAOS.
That just so quickly, aren't they? Sharper trying to shift up the pace a little bit. The Haunt does get destroyed quick enough that no information is gathered.
And now you've got a Rolling Thunder and a Armageddon. These go together like bread and butter.
Here.
See how they want to navigate this
toast.
one. You know, milk bread, as it's called here, is so expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. Better believe I do. Korean food enjoyer. But there's that utility. There it is. Armageddon goes out. Seraphop's already going to catch one onto Veldon. That means site control should be secured here. So Zan forced away. Has to hold back. Moja with the operator. Has to try and separate somehow. A little bit of damage tickled by Savvy. Now what do they do with it? They've actually popped the relay bolt. Oh, straight in towards the fault line too. That makes it so awkward. QQ God drops Zan. And now it's a very, very weakened kind of approach here. They don't have money. Komodo, this could be a real fallover for them if QQ God can continue kicking. He absolutely can. PTC drops him down. Moja gets the one, but hey, just hightail it straight out of there. I'm losing my words, but doesn't matter. The operator will get saved. And same as the game with Sharper. 9 rounds on the board for them now as well. This one is delivering.
Yeah, for sure. As I said, Rolling Thunder, Armageddon available. Always go hand in hand together for a great clearing of a site. Generally will be deployed over towards C. Works a treat for them to get on in, find the damage. Moja good for one, gets out, saves the op into the next round. But by the time that one happens, I mean, you're starting to, again, consider credits for NAOS, right? You'll have a bit of a backup coming in towards this round with that operator. You can pull Sharper down to size if you got a really good read here and drop that Steel Garden. If you wanted to invest for, you know, some pistol, or you want to cheat a rotation of PDC or Moja, you know, when you drop the pistols there for Sharper. Definitely love to see how they navigate that one if it comes into play. These sort of scenarios as well wouldn't be too unexpected to see Sharper play a little bit more of a default as well, but together towards rubble, drone out, start to clear it little by little, watch for a flank. Niffy has a big job to do by himself over there.
All the pressure really starting to build up. You know, NAOS back up against a wall. They know how to win a round that they shouldn't. But again, Zan's positioning up so close.
Yeah, he's
Wants
just
to
waiting for
pop
the-
that overdrive.
Waiting for the timing, isn't he? Now,
Yeah.
patience is rewarded for Moja
That's
with
big.
the timing on an iffy.
He's going to hear that door. Does he activate, though? Question's going to be, there it is. Overdrive gets 1, 2, 3. Will it be happening? Absolutely. Zan, the hero. Zan getting the job done, making Sharper go to sleep.
I mean,
NAOS.
Go, go, go!
you got the timing as well from PDC there, right? It's got to be the good combo call.
What was the flash?
It's the paranoia. Paranoia comes out, blinding the 2 at the door. You know, if those 2 aren't blinded, they probably trade him when he tries to find QQ God first. So it's
crazy.
these little combos that you need to make sure that you just got good trust that someone won't back out, really. You know,
This is the thing,
PDC...
though, for Sharper, right? Like, you know, they can win a bloody gun round. But now, the second they've got a couple of pistols, well, it all seems to fall apart. Don't know what QQ COD was doing there. Well, clearly QQing in the corner. As the emo of Omen does get taken down immediately. Kadoom does respond, though. Valden dropped. Back to a 4-on-4, and they are trying to move in quickly here.
Wrong game for the QQ, by the way, because that'll just bring out your paranoia in this one.
Give me a corpse.
Corpse wanted for Niffy.
I know exactly
Needs
where
to try and find Valden. Will find him in the end. So the information's up. But how does Sharper want to navigate this one? Do they want to stick around and force the plant when they know every bloody member's here?
Moja's going to get interested. Dimensional Drift kind of trying to shake them out a little bit. The Nightmare's also going to give a hell of a lot. Now as they push their way out, the Spikes actually exited the play completely. 45 seconds, they've got plenty of time to get over towards A, and with that control that's actually been secured now by Niffy, it does get a little bit awkward. But I don't really know who's kind of in the power play here. Kadoom does get one on the cross. Dropping down Zan, does get traded. Moja finding one back, but that all of a sudden splits the wickets.
Everyone's
Looking for
everywhere.
that additional control he had. Maybe that does do something, but LBY is going to be able to do the damage. Surely Moja's not ready for this one on the flank. He tries to get in, but they're moving quickly. Did he spot him? No, I don't think he did. Niffy completely gets away with it, but Moja finds another onto Seraphop. They are not going to be ready for PTC, and there is absolutely no way they're ready for the thief of the night. He does it again. PTC, clutch minister. That's the man I want on my team, is NAOS Fine 12.
That just feels like Sharper were fumbling around in that round time and time again. When they get in towards the C site, Dimensional Drift and Nightfall comes, they disconnect after their neural step gave them all the information as well, right? 2 players going through Waterfall, 2 players wrapping around Mound, and eventually I'm looking at LBY. Plant the damn spike! You've got a teammate alive to try and protect you when you're going for it. Because at the end, as soon as PDC is given the 1 versus 2, he knows it's a 1-on-1 when they're going for the plant. Times it to perfection.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, Komodo? When you've got all the control but none of it at the exact same time. That's the thing. You know, Sharper, they were in power positions but just couldn't convert anything. And with PTC now finding the opening, it could very well be the first nail into the coffin of the opening map here on this second series.
Right there.
And it would very much be a NAOS kind of play, I guess you would say, to open up with a 2-0.
Maybe. We'll have to wait and see, though. Of
There.
course,
They
there's
always
still
do it
legs,
when you don't expect it, you know?
still legs in this round.
Oh, Niffy!
That's why.
Cage triggered.
Always
Can't
a chance.
count our conkies before they hatch.
That's exactly right. Conky talks a little bit too much.
One enemy
But
remaining.
so does Seraphop. And he is barking up a tree here as Moja has a pretty good rat position. There's no utility to try and break this one down for him. But how far can he get? Only the Outlaw for now. There is weapons certainly able to be recovered on those red X's.
He could use it, though.
What does he want to take, though? Yeah, no, he's going to drop it over. Picks up the Vandal.
There.
Double tree. He's got 2 blind sides and the fake out.
Got a lot of work to do, though, with this walk-in. And I have to try and clear out absolutely everything. He's got the time to work with, thankfully.
Counter flash.
Fake out.
as well.
Yeah. Little blind side available. But again, how long does he hold on to it? What does he try and do with it? There it is. Fake out in. Just try and get some further information. There it is. Great blind side, but he misses the shots.
Yeah.
Can't quite connect. He certainly gave him a bit of a tickle, but they managed to squirm out.
You can't be missing
Sharper
those as
put up
the
10.
can't be missing those as the primary duelist though. When you go in with a blind side and you're completely blinding Niffy too. Gotta be hitting those ones. Palms are sweaty, though, in that scenario to get out in the clutch. He's cleared every single angle, then recognizing where they are. You know, try to bait him out with the fake out, get that blind side. But if you're not hitting your shots as the duelist, I mean, what are you doing?
Vamos.
So, little by little, maybe Sharper can try and push us into the cursed word.
Don't say it.
All missiles away.
Just knowing old NAOS
Spike down.
winning
C.
around without guns, only the Garden of Zan
That'd be
would
classic.
always be a chance.
Valden as well
Exactly
has Steel
right.
Garden too.
Correct. There's a real chance of it. They've got the high-low set up towards the mound here, Komodo. This could very well be the one that Sharper doesn't want to lose, but QQ, God, denies. It's only the sheriffs now of Xavi and Valden, and what can Xavi do? I mean, QQ God does find the cross, but if he also going to try and get across safely, dark cover goes in, but oh, it gets close, it gets dicey. Information gathered. Xavi takes it, but Niffy, oh, Niffy, he's still in it with a chance here. Now, where does Valden go? How far does he get in here? A couple of warning shots gives away his information. The Steel Garden is available, and Kadoom will deny. Komodo, map number 1's going all the way.
Valden had the element of surprise of position there as well. He's just kind of revealed it early. I think I don't put the fault on him. I think I put it more on towards PTC and Zan sticking around at the mound when they had a 4 versus 3. Let them get the spike. Just give it to them. Play by the numbers. Play for a retake. You've got the Steel Garden still that removes the guns of your opponents when they go for a plant. Play to the percentages instead of giving your opponents options to get back in towards the round. 12 to 11 now. And Sharper given a bit of time to think about things as well here, with NAOS's timeout being called.
Perfect time to do it. Final opportunity. Don't want to be letting this one go. Working so hard to put it all together and to let it slip right at the end. You know, you'd expect now setting themselves up to try and get a win here on Lotus would kind of put them as the expected 2-0. But, of course, if we go overtime, could break the mental, could make it really uncomfortable in towards that next map.
Last round of regulation now. Let's see how the beginning stages are going to turn out. Of course, that Steel Garden held from the shadows as well. You look towards Sharper. One away from the Rolling Thunder, one away from the Neural Theft. Maybe you want to try and press the issue on the former. Could be quite the ult to get you in. But it's real passive plays at the moment.
Got the spike.
Now it's getting some info on the forward lines towards Rubble.
PTC. Whole position. Ready to strike. Utility goes out. Zan has to try and avoid, and he will. They burn a hell of a lot for nothing there, don't they?
Yeah, a little bit. If you want to contend with B as well. Moja did just drop the gate crash. One and done
Ready for
spot
it.
here.
But he's not done. He's got the one. Now onto position. He does flick off the line, and they're going to go straight through the door here. Valden.
As I said,
Eyes on towards you, my friend. Steel Garden available.
let them have it. If you need to let them have it with the Rolling Thunder picked up, you see that at the top of your screen as a player. You've got numbers. They want to contend with it a little bit earlier. You've got to seize as well. You can definitely
Really
entrap
ready
them.
to go here. 30 seconds. Not even. Salvos go out, and that's exactly right. They've called for the exit now. No, Xavi got caught. Really awkward now. Steel Garden going on in.
It's got no
15
depth
seconds
on it,
to Moto. They've
though.
got to get the spike planted. Then teleport. No, what's PTC doing? Into the position now. They're all getting caught. This is going the way that we weren't expecting.
Spike planted.
Sharper looking to take this one all the way through right now. 3 versus 4. Sirafop holding the line. Valden denied. Niffy gets Zan. It's all in the Moja. And he does have the operator. He gets one for his troubles. But it's going to be so damn challenging. Picks up the Vandal. It would have to be a clutch of a lifetime. And he's in towards the middle of the site. QQ God holding the line. All he needs to do is swing and trade. And Sirafop just holding the close angle. He gets it. And that is going to be overtime in map number 1 of this series, Komodo. It's in for the long haul. And we're here for it.
It's going to be one of the worst played advantages I've seen tonight. Like, one of. to come out from NAOS there. You're getting bad Komodo right now. You get the first pick out from Moja. You got all the information when the Rolling Thunder's picked up towards the C site. You're playing forward towards the site itself. You're not contending for a flood play with the Steel Garden that you've held for the whole half, by the way. Not used once. The whole half. And you're using it at the back of holes that doesn't even cover the site. Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief.
That's what happens, man. 15 seconds left when they sort of engaged in that site take, maybe 20. And they still are unable to secure it, unable to connect. So I'm definitely feels bad, man, for NAOS right now, who were well and truly in the lead on this one. They have fumbled the bag, dropped the ball, spilt the spaghetti, whatever you want to call it. And overtime on the cards here. Sharper looking like the team that really wants to close this, but NAOS in with the chance.
Sharper to the defensive side here as well. Information on the 115 for the drone. 2 players shooting it. But a gate crash out. So what adjustments do we start to see from Sharper? Reconnaissance play towards Mount, forcing NAOS back.
Really gave a good go at it, but it's going to be Kadum instead, dropping Valden. And then Sharper able to open up very, very nicely. Starts to get awkward now from this position. Kadum gets the info, has to fall away immediately. Relay bolt goes back. Still has the operator in hand. Zan's obviously found the net, though. That's going to be really, really uncomfortable if he doesn't quite check this. He does give the information away with the fast lane, but how long is he going to find the line for? That's the question. LBY does manage to get the trade. And it's still that advantage going the way of Sharper, but where are they going to try and end this now? They get onto B. They will find the plant. QQ God is not quite in a position to deny just yet.
Big flank from PDC. Keep an eye on this one, but he needs to kind of pick up the pace a bit.
In the time. Oh, man, Zavi. All of a sudden, he's made this potentially winnable. There's the Nightfall. Now into position. LBY has to try and connect onto it, but I think it's Zavi who is looking really, really good in this position right now. All left onto Seraphop. The attacker's side seems to be working out well for now. It's a tap onto the spike, a tap onto the defuse, but a tap onto the head, a snap of the neck from Zavi. Seraphop goes down, and it's a 4K for the fade. Map point for NAOS.
Good adjustments in that one for NAOS as well, and a good collection of kills for the Nightfall too to make things a little bit easier in the end. You look at the opening from Kadum and the forward duel that Zan tries to find. And as soon as the recognition pivots to the B side of things, you're a little bit too late as Sharper when you actually do realize there. So an extra timeout given in overtime, used in the first instance of it. Sharper, they want to try and tie things up here as they move on to their now attacking side.
What do you even say at this point in the map, right? 4v2. Let it slip. Pressure really starts to amount now, you know. You've got Lotus kind of as your trump card, as that map that you expect to take. And now he's sitting here, head in hand, trying to keep calm, keep collected. But still a chance, right? Not over just yet. Still got a scent round the corner. But I think the big question mark that you threw up, Komodo, was we haven't seen Sharper on Ascent.
Yeah. Can be good, can be bad. Depends if they're practicing it or not. Depends if, you know, NAOS want to change things up as well. Play with any anti-stratting. Operator out for Moja, though. Back in towards this round now. Defensive side. That one's going to be poised towards C. As Sharper not going to really be able to contend with A Rubble for the timing.
Oh my god, Zavi.
He's
found
him through the smoke
already. Yeah, just deletes Kadum. That's
literally
such a massive pick.
That's dry through the smoke. It was up for so long already.
Ouch. If he's got to try and be the hero to return this, right? The BTC does get the trade out. Great stuff there. Used to the paranoia, knowing exactly where the tripwire was, and now just got to rely on these members. Moja, great shot onto LBY, managing to get out of there, but Seraphop drops Valden, who hasn't exactly had the best time, and Seraphop, there you go. Moja's able to bring it back. It's all left on the QQ God. A 1 versus 3 to try and hold this one on. He does manage to pick up one. PTC gets stopped. How far does he go with this? That spike drop.
Strong operator line.
Yeah. but they're apart. That's the main thing. He can try play the 2-1v1s. If he can shoulder this out, there's the moment now, Komodo. He has to exit. He has to get away from here.
30
But
seconds
QQCOD
left.
doesn't really know that PDC isn't actually here either, right? He doesn't know how far the gate crash had gone to for Moja. So he's trying to play for his own information, trying to play with what he's got, expecting the NAOS guys to be here already, which they're not. 10 seconds, and now they both are.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, he's given it too long now, hasn't he? PTC is going to get all up in towards his face. He's so nervous, so shaken. And he just wants to play the close line. He's hit the shot, Komodo. Maybe there's a chance. There is no way QQCOD walks away with this 1v3, but he's making it look likely. He's making it look possible. But Moja, the man, the myth, the Yoru, he will deny. And NAOS, despite all odds, take map number 1, 14 to 12.
There's
Alright.
chance that Sharper can be prepared for this one for some counter plays. There's a chance that they might not be ready and get absolutely smacked. Who knows?
This is going to be super interesting for me. As I said, I don't even think I've seen a Waylay game yet. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
The
ult's the slowdown, right?
Most impressed by Talon's adaptation with it, like on the Fracture, for example. But apart from that, Waylay, not good.
I remember you were saying, like, you know, I kind of asked you at the very beginning, like, what's the agent look like at the start? And yeah, you didn't seem overly convinced. So we'll run with that for now, see what happens. But for now, it looks like QQCOD have opened up the bank account. Same with Sirafop getting something done. But Xavi and Zan will get a couple back, but it's chaos inside the mid. My God, Xavi still keeps kicking for now. Xavi and PTC alive.
Oh, he's
One
up.
enemy
Niffy.
remaining.
Yeah, he's in a very awkward line, isn't he? Can't get out at all, so it's going to have to be PTC to try and be the hero once more. The drone won't spot just yet. It does get the information now. But of course, where's Niffy? Coming in on that flank, has to drop. Sirafop now needs to walk away back towards tiles, but is PTC going to be ready for it? Peeking out, he has to run, he's got away. That could be a big opportunity for him. The salvos even try to stop him, but he should be totally fine. He might even be able to find the plant for free here.
Yeah, the Arc Rose is already poised towards the rafter side of things, so... Oh, there was a chance that he had two 1v1s.
I thought.
Yeah. I was a little bit surprised that Zan didn't pop the refract when he went for the light speed in the very beginning, in the mid duel. Could have, you know, got the kill, got the spike, got out. I'm going to be saying these names, everybody, so Conky learns.
Yeah, I'm watching. Don't worry. I've got the ability page open next to me.
Oh, do ya?
Yeah. Look, I gotta learn as we go, right? You know, well, I'm putting in the work. I'm getting it done.
Yeah, it's pretty
Because the way, as you said-
pretty common sort of pistol round as well, by the way, when you've got the flash drive set up for a dash into a smoke and then you pop out on the second. Sometimes you'll see that change a little bit where you will get on top of the wall instead of down below, and you'll try and spray down from above.
I understand. Okay, we're good. Learning. Utility in. Kadoom out. So he's already going to be forced back on towards that line. PTC tagged up heavily. Sirafop dropping him. It doesn't look like they actually may very well find the site here either. The Razorvines are making it really, really awkward. LBB drops Zan. Kadoom now on the line. Mojo does manage to drop one. Xavi another. Okay, hang on, Komodo. We could potentially be on here. Now as the paranoia goes out, it looks like they want to move quickly, and it should be okay for now. Valve would have to find two pretty crazy shots, and it's just not going to happen. I do like that confidence from Sharper. No respect. Just straight into the boat shed, and complete denial there. So they lose a bit. 2 alive for the boat. Ain't great, but also ain't awful.
It's kind of like a jet where you're dashing in towards the switch to try and close the door. Waylay counters quite nice against the Vice on this map, for example. If you have your refract ready and your light speed, you bait the shear wall, then you just get out. Try and force out a lot of that utility. So I'd be interested to see if Niffy is going to be doing those sort of things if Zan gets through his util. Bonus round now, though. See if NAOS are going to get on the board. And for the test of time on this map, an Omen one-way smoke at A lobby.
So slowly creeping their way in now. 3 members of Sharp are already here, and with PTC going down, that's an awesome opportunity there from Kadoom. You do see the light speed come out from Zan, trying to just get a little bit of extra space. not going to throw out that refract either. Look at me, I'm going. Making it happen.
And then we get the newest agent coming out, you know, in a month or something. Imagine.
Do we?
No,
Ah.
just imagining. I think by the leaks. No, I shouldn't talk about leaks. That was not.
No.
People are assuming in the last Valorant video that there's a new map. So,
Yeah, people are always assuming.
correct. It's plausible though with the actual Valorant video showing a new map. So, yeah.
Yes, that is very true.
Can we just replace Icebox permanently? Thank you very much. 30 seconds to go. Up the guts of mid is Xavi.
30 seconds left.
Oh man, pressure's on now. Into the cubby, Niffy. Oh, if he connects on the shot here, but the salvos are going to force him away. QQ God connecting onto another. Zan goes down. This is not looking good. For now, so all so far. Moja does manage to pick up 2, but LBY obviously still there. Valden, unfortunately, has lost the rest of his team. Does have the Vandal, but 10 seconds, yeah, no time. He just has to cruise away. That is not a good start here for NAOS.
They're just playing too much with the time, and Sharper are not giving them any duels, right? They're just playing on the back of their util, holding the sites, because when you're playing like you are as NAOS here with this agent lineup, you don't actually have a way to really create some good complete space, right? The Jet getting into a site plays a little bit differently to a late. I mean, you can try and get your dashes in, but you need some flashes. You need Paranoia lined up. I'm a little bit surprised that NAOS didn't go for something together as a unit and was a little bit more spread.
Well, nothing to come out from NAOS just yet. It's all Sharper. They've taken some damage.
All missiles away.
But again, only around with the Sheriff's, the Stinger. Single Vandal, which was saved through from Valden. You see no cash in tow either, so it's an awkward line here for NAOS. They're just going to have to rely on that loss bonus. PTC clears out Wine.
Yeah, Paranoia going to force him up the tree. Zan's going to try and get on in. Get denied.
Yeah, really hasn't had a good start yet, has he? Valden able to find that one onto QQ God, and now they should very well find the site. The Arc Road immediately destroyed. They should very well find that spike. Default plant towards the Gen. So now they try to fall back in towards those post-plant positions. They don't really have the weaponry to do it, but obviously Valden and Xavi have
Good
got
times.
the rifles.
Good time 0 point here. Could have been huge for Xavi. Just use PDC with salvos still, though. One away from Armageddon.
Get ready to push on in. Moja, can he connect with anything? No. Seraphop, LBY. Man, this is just looking way too clean. PTC gets the salvos out, but I think he basically just has to run and play the passive time, right? You know, he will try to peek on in. He's only got the Sheriff, but Kadoom rips the head straight off his shoulders. Not a single chance at all. And it's Sharper to pick up a 4th round here. Now it's absent, not showing up to the party, sleeping through their alarms.
I'm wondering how one-dimensional NAOS are going to be on this attacking side. Because so far things have been quite readable.
One enemy remaining.
I'm wondering what sort of adjustments are going to be. You know, throw us back to our last series, what I'm talking about. You know, teams needing to get advantages on the attacking side before situating themselves a plant. A little bit more of a stacking towards this B site here for some aggression force into main. Think better of it, however.
Straight into B main. Wait
This
for
is
that
how
shear.
it ends.
Clears it out. Now they've got the information, so they're already moving through. My God, the Armageddon going out, and that's Valden going down. This is looking... all I can say is limp for NAOS right now. There's just no aggression, no synergy.
It's a pretty cheeky just combo. If you're in front of the wall, you get ripped by the team that'll shoot through main. If you're behind the wall, you get locked in. If you're not a speedy agent, you get out. Like, Valden just gets caught. Great little 2 agents set up there for Sharper. And on a rifle round as well.
There we go. Zan finding a very important entry. PTC doing the same, and all of a sudden you do have two at the back of the site, but it does get awkward. Zan picking up Niffy as well. So it does work. It does happen for now, and it should be an impossible retake here for Sharper. Probably just thinking about saving at this point in time, or no, you know, they are blocked back by the dark cover, but they do move through. The flash drive comes out, but PTC comes up. And with a 3K on the board, we see NAOS get their first on the trot.
It's a little bit cleaner from them after losing Valda in the beginning, right? Pretty much flawless from them. Zan gets in, good flash over. Good TP, actually, from Moja to backside as well to dispatch of Niffy with the team. And at the end as well, PDC seeing the underarm flash drive, dodging that, spraying them down. It's a good adjustment from a situation where you lose the opening duel to a just very nice ultimate combo.
Cover going out.
With the money that Sharper have already held on to, of course, they can re-get a buy. An operator out in play as well. Getting very ambitious is Kadoom. Moja might actually lose his life.
Blocking sight.
It's
Yep.
awkward. Oh,
Wrong
the
angle.
tag up as well, yeah. Great shot there from Kadoom. He has been hitting a few. So with
mean, if
Moja
you're-
out of the party,
If you're by yourself in that situation as Moja, you either need to hold the close right wall and sit pretty, or you need to actually full get out when your smoke's still there.
Seraphop going to be in for a rude awakening here. They've seen the gun barrel and the leg. But are they going to be able to do anything with it, Zan? Is he going to be ready for the full swing? Yes, he will. Seraphop goes down. Kadoom has to retake the line. With the saturate going out, nothing does connect just yet, but it is going to be Kadoom to hit the shot. Great jump up, a nice little leap. Kadoom is looking hot right now. As Xavi pushes in towards the spawn, the underarm does reap some reward. As LBY goes down to the flash
30
drive.
seconds left.
Valden creeping into the spot now. 30
player
seconds on the
standing.
clock. No time, nothing at all. QQ God drops Valden.
No corner
And
clear.
man, you know, NAOS have one moment, one chance, one opportunity, and then all of a sudden, Kadoom just pulls out a 4K and rips the life out of NAOS.
Yeah.
Their
It's
hearts
just
have
flat.
been punctured.
It's really flat from NAOS. Like, Moja's by himself when the team doesn't have any positioning around the map as well, right? Like, the fact that he just walks in towards, like, waits for his dark cover and then walks into an angle that an operator is quite common to be on. You know, time and time again, you'll see the operator on that line, and you might even get a flash drive over the top from an Omen. Anyone that's running a breach might even be flashing as well to get the op to peak. This time it was just dry. These are the things that you have to expect come this map. And yeah, NAOS were just stuck in mid with no space whatsoever. You have to expect an extremity be taken or held from a team like Sharper. No matter what map it is, Sharper are generally pushing one side or the other. Like, that doesn't really even matter if we haven't seen their agents on this map, right? They're just still shooting and positioning better than you at the moment.
Oh, Moja stretching. He's up and about.
I need to do that. Posture check.
Yeah, true. I'm slouched right now. I was sitting up right before. But, yeah, no, it's an odd one. Just don't seem to have NAOS all on the same page right now. But that's what the pause is for. Have a conversation, work it all out, get on the board. Because Sharper have just been all over it.
They've been Sharper.
Better in general.
Again, back in towards the B main line of things with the operator.
There.
Got some assistance from Niffy too, with an arc rose available. Either hit the shot, miss the shot. Can flash immediately.
Kadoom on the line. Will be able to connect again. He's been shooting previously, but now it's going to get awkward. Actually caught up, and now the convergent path goes out, the offense in. And are they going to be able to connect onto anything further? It's already buying so much time. Kadoom's back into position if he can connect with the shot, but no. That cheeky little guy is
down,
going
B.
on in, but they all just get
One
completely...
enemy remaining.
I don't even know what to say, Komodo. This is just a lifeless approach from NAOS. Throughout all the utility, but Sharper are just there waiting open arms.
That one's one-dimensional. As soon as the kill comes on towards Niffy, The rest of Sharper just back on out. There's a progression smoke thrown by QQ God to allow the team to get back into the site itself. And LBY has already beat them to the punch to get onto the site to help his boy in Kadoom. They just had the right rotate. You can't have all 5 members going there with no contingency up through mid in a scenario like that. Just falls on its face. Makes it all too easy for Sharper, who now have you know, the free run of rounds on this defensive side to just make the change at the half easier.
Just, yeah, seeing no impact from the Waylay is all I'm kind of picking up so far.
That's,
you know,
that's
just
kind of
popping
been
that ultimate and
nearly every Waylay pick yet, though.
yeah, like the kit just doesn't seem impactful enough to, you know, when contrasted again the agents that you would normally expect, like a Neon, like a Raze, like a something, you know, that has some sort of Shazam. Also, Zan going through. PTC does manage to find that opening shot, and if he's still on the line though, which he's actually been a hell of a impactful player this last little bit. Steel Garden goes out, but how have you not killed him? Time. Yeah, exactly. He's still alive. You know, he's only got the classic, sure, but he's got the time. He's got the right click. How much damage has he done for free right now? LBY picking up 2, looking to pick up a 3rd. Might even get 4 for his troubles, but no. PTC does deny, holding onto the round for just a split second.
Left.
2 versus 2 now. 30 seconds left. They have to reposition now. A Phantom has been secured for Xavi, but it's a hell of a lot of pressure in his hands now to try and convert this round. PTC getting a little bit more forward thinking. The salvos are there for Seraphop, but you'd think this should just be a 1 round for Sharper. As they go out now, PTC connects with the shot. He continues to be the hero for this team. QQ God, though, still alive. And he ain't crying this time round. It's Sharper who are up and about. 7-1 over NAOS.
Gets smoked out at the back of sight and decides to push through the smoke instead, giving QQ God an option for 2 1v1s because PTC is in the open with his salvos to be dropped. Not very cohesive as a unit are NAOS at the moment. The beginning's good, right? It's not as one-dimensional as I said when they're spreading out through mid, they're spreading out through main. The Steel Garden that gets dropped doesn't go deep enough to remove everything here as well. So you got to consider at some point or another, NAOS, you got to slow it down a little bit, but not too slow. Find an opening kill. Look for it to settle down. You've got the salvos and everything over through mid here, but you've got no deep dark cover to at least block one line. Uncharacteristic missed shot there.
Straight out.
This sort
No
of scenario,
action either.
you've got Savvy up through short. You destroy the drone eventually. Pop flash a teammate in. Put some pressure at the tree. Keep the interest away from your end goal. Even if you're just flashing yourself, you know? Finally, yes. Put the pressure on. Force some utility out of your opponents.
Flash.
Getting a little bit of space now, a little bit of extra ground. Obviously faking it all out for the true action that does head over towards the side of B. Now as the stealth drone does go out, get some further information. LBY has to try and deny. He's obviously been so good so far, but the salvos are really going to make him sweat, forcing him away. No damage, though. And now they've pulled out. They're not doing anything. What is
30
happening?
seconds left.
Look at the control already. You just got to see QQ God get 1 and 2 for free, potentially. All he needs to do is just slow them down, and if he's found another, he's just so disjointed, so disconnected right now. Seraphop getting another. Mojo finds 1, but it's a 4 versus 2. There's 15 seconds. The spike's going out. There's no time. They've managed to at least find something. They've got the control. PTC's found it. But is there enough time to actually get towards this side? PTC's dropped, but then Kadoom gets the trade. Now we have to see Zan do absolutely everything on this Waylay. He's only going to just get the spike planted. And now as the Cloudburst is right up in his grill, Kadoom just takes him down. And now, oh man, I am just not impressed right now.
I'll explain this one. It's the fact that Xavi is trying to drop all the utility into the tree where no one on Sharper, Sharper is biting the bullet. But the team has not even got through B main to bait any of the Vice utility out. There's still a Sheer. There's still all of the Thorns. There has not been enough of the team of NAOS forward in B main whilst he is getting through tree to actually have any real value in what Xavi is trying to do here.
Spike planted.
The rest of the team needed to be in B main earlier, ready to get into the site, not droning. When Sharp are distracted on the A side of things, they just need to explode into the B side with Zan on the waylay.
Man, oh man. I just don't know how to kind of feel after the map that we had previously, right? You know, the battle for Lotus felt crazy. And just between two teams that Sharp are obviously not showing much of their hand on this map of Descent and NAOS, one that, you know, we do expect.
The 0 point is just...
all this control.
The 0 point has just revealed everything of what NAOS are doing, so Sharp are just looking for any stragglers at the moment and planning for a retake.
Look how much control they've already got, right? I mean, the Sheer is going to have to be baited out, sure, that's one thing, but I think pretty much everyone is going to come in on this flank.
Spike planted.
Okay, Kadum wasn't actually ready for it. So the fact that they've tripped it means that they have to wait a little tiny while longer, and now everyone else is moving in towards defender-sided spawn. This could get still very, very awkward for now. They throw the four, but they're going to have two members on the side here, Komodo. Gonna be awkward. Steel Garden goes out. Pressure now starts to come on with Kadum. How quickly can he get here? He gets two! Komodo walking away with murder. Savvy finding another, but LBY also gets the process. Moja has to connect with more shots, has to try and deny more, and he will. But now it's back to the one-on-one. Seraphop in position, doing damage. He has to connect with this one. The Shrouded Step gets him out, but he's running out of time. Can he find? Can he get the shots? The tickle, the dance, the juke, and I think he's A-OK. Seraphop will find the kill, but that is the round done for NAOS. But man,
it still just doesn't give you confidence. That's the thing. It's a thrifty because Sharper have kind of just disconnected themselves from the B side of things there with a different game plan to catch you elsewhere. And I would even throw that one kind of up to luck by the fact that NAOS are all in B main and there's no one there from Sharper, right? Like, yeah, they're positioning themselves and taking the space over through to the defender side spawn, trying to see if they can beat any rotations. And time's just ticking away because of the sheer wall. You know, what if Kadum had two members of the team go through the wall with him, right? They could have been faster on the retake. Anyways, gun round here. Regain the space of main.
Yeah, really challenging now. No team's kind of feeling the control at this point in time. QQ God does want to try, fight the good fight, but the paranoia only connects onto one. PTC is actually able to get away with murder there. Maybe all of a sudden there's a change of pace in towards this round, but got to keep an eye on Seraphop. He's up forward. Stealth drone goes out. He's one away from the Armageddon.
B main push now as well.
Control, yeah, you're exactly
Kadum
right. He's so
is
far
out,
in. Kadum's got all the info.
Team is going to start to rotate over. They're expecting, yeah, this is a great TP, actually,
Hey,
when you've got a
this.
single
Straight
member
on the eyes.
pushing all the way through. Oh, he's how?
the
How is he
unscoped
unscoped and still got it?
Blade Storm. Oh, man, the fact that he can just keep them interested is just such a big play. Because, sure, Moja has the site, but what has he achieved out of it? Really, not a hell of a lot. Maybe some info that he's cleared portions of it. But now they're already into market, and Pizza and now defender-sided spawn. Moja has to try and push forward and find some sort of extra control.
Well, command from LBY.
Yeah, popping it all. So they do really want to make this work, and that's that Armageddon that I was talking about to try and clear out the back. But now Valden does get 1 and 2. Seraphop needs to try and find this. Or Kadum goes in for the right click, but no, it's Valden with a massive hold. There we go. Okay. Maybe I'm a NAOS believer, Komodo. Maybe there's a chance where they bring this one back.
I think they need 8-4 though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 8-4. Maybe there's a world. Maybe there's a way.
A lot of these rounds have looked quite flat. This time they get in because there's a push again from Sharper, right? Kadum pushing B main. They just expect, well, if someone's completely cleared it, and we've already counted a bunch of players at A, they know where everyone is at that point in time, right? They saw 3 members contesting with the utility at A. They see the 4th member push B main, so they do know they can TP over free of charge. Last round of the half, though, and there's an immediate duel here. Seraphop dead. Got a flank already here, too.
Yeah, look at that. They're so ready for it this time, though, man. This is Sharper kind of playing into their mistakes now. They get too aggressive. They get too, you know, overexcited. They want to try and shut out this half 9-3, but by doing so, they give away the first couple of opportunities. And now with the convergence half going out, LBY is going to be so awkward. Zan up high with the light speed, looking so good. And QQ God able to trade it out, but still, it's Niffy. 1 versus 4. And how far away is he? Up towards heaven now. He's got a long way to go. And really, as the Vice, you can't expect a hell of a lot from that position. Great resurgence there from NAOS. Maybe a chance, maybe a will, maybe a way. But we'll have to see what it looks like in towards that next half. So, guys, we'll see you soon. Sisyphus will need to roll that boulder straight up that hill. But for now, Sharp Up still have a pretty confident lead as NAOS try to take some additional control here through B main. And Niffy's going to get a hell of a lot of info off the back of that now.
But what are they going to be able to do with it here? Right? You're still kind of locked out towards the A site at the moment from the refreshing dark cover. So are you trying to push the issue with your own salvos and drone? Your 0 point that's still held. There's a battle of the Vice over at B currently. Ooh.
Footsteps. A pitter-patter. Seraphop. Oh man, this is not the round you want to be losing if you're NAOS, right? You've got to make a case at turning this one around, but Valden has to try and be the hero once again. He's going to walk his way up in towards heaven with that baton. Niffy, well, I think he's going to find the catch. So Valden sweeping on through, dark cover. And Kadoom spots him, so yeah, that's a massive pistol round to come out from Sharper. So they make their case towards a third and final map in Icebox. That decided that we did have in the opening series between Motive and Full Sense. Full Sense ultimately bringing it through in heavy, heavy overtimes. It was the battle of defense before the war of attrition did end. But yeah, Sharp Up. They deny the potential comeback from NAOS here into that pistol.
Oh. See if Sharper are going to be able to win this one cleanly. Ultimately, this is just that eco round to come through from NAOS as well, right? So, wait and see what damage they can come out with. Respect to just get the orb there. Don't want to see Niffy give away a opportunity. Same can be said for Seraphop. Hold on a little bit deeper. Sharper definitely feel like they're in the driver's seat here. Showing a lot more of what we expected from them.
Great shot. Zan out of the server. PTC was there with him, but obviously the spot out from the stealth drone. They're going to head their way back now.
I got the spike.
Spike down A.
Something.
All
Traded.
missiles away.
And now with the distance here, yeah, PTC. Only one with the Sheriff Valden. We just have to have a crack at walking through the dark cover. Does get one. Tries the spike. I mean, good shout.
Spike planted.
PDC. See what damage you can do here. But ultimately, again, you know you're going to be buying up in the next round, so just what you can remove. He's been completely bamboozled a little bit here by the positioning of the Sharper lads. He's not going to get any exit kills here.
Nah.
Nah. They're probably not going to even go towards wine, which is probably where you'd put the salvos. He's put them in the other way to lock them in. Oh, Kadoom. Yeah, Kadoom will go. Okay.
Here.
So I'm just waiting to see what the sort of buyouts were to come in towards this round as well, right? What we're going to really start to see from now on...
One enemy.
I mean, I know this is a bit harsh, but on this map as a whole, because we've not really seen too much from them yet, right? Little tail end of the other half.
The only thing I don't want, Komodo, is them to, like, Get like 4 rounds in a row here and then lose. That would make me really
Fake
sad.
comeback.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, Lotus was so damn good, man. And, you know, there was a couple of moments from now towards the end that I felt like it was, you know, maybe Sharper getting a little bit too far ahead of themselves. But that's some decent damage.
Spike
Good
down,
shots
mid.
to come out from Zando as well. So he's going to be okay for now. Can just continue to hold forward, still keeping a face towards tiles.
Oh, hang on a second here. I was going to say he'd had
That's what I
PDC
mean.
with him, but PDC didn't get a trade, and Seraphop was low. But baited out, looking the wrong way. These are the opportunities that you can't be afforded, right? Now's the misstepping here. There's info into the B site because of where Niffy has already situated himself. So this is a scenario where in the bonus round, Seraphop with the ult, he can use that for the post plant. There's salvos too, and a paranoia, and a Arcros.
Planted.
Yep.
Like,
There's a little bit of everything.
yep.
Knife deployed. Go ahead.
Okay.
Stand ground.
Last player
It out,
standing.
making it really, really awkward. I don't even think he's got the time to sort of get through to that position, does he? Moja has to try and make it all happen here. One little bit of damage. Niffy just needs to fall away back towards the site now. The Paranoia will catch, but the Arcros will slow him.
Traveling.
Now as he gets towards the site, the
player
Razor Vines are
standing.
there. Yeah, he should be absolutely A-okay, but hang on a minute. Moja is doing some serious damage right now. If he can get the half tick, if he can potentially find the timing here, but QQ God surely, surely... Has he got it?
Yeah, he's got it.
Clutch.
Well done.
How have they got that
Never
back,
count
man?
Moja out.
How have NAOS fumbled so hard in the middle of the round and then brought that back? I mean,
They want
Sharper.
a fake comeback, bro.
Yeah, look, maybe. Sharper in that scenario when you think that they've done what they needed to get back into it, right? With the lesser kills and everything. You've then got the Armageddon, which kind of doesn't eventuate to anything at the end there from Seraphop. I thought they'd be using that on the spike itself instead. Okay. But hey, maybe that's the way that NAOS get back into it. It's the bonus round that goes their way.
I can't use that.
Real early respect garnered here. Gonna have to have a bit of an investment back for Sharper if they want to regain control here. We'll just go silent and wait it out. Meanwhile, NAOS looking in a different location. Comes down to some timing here as well, you feel like, doesn't it, for Seraphop?
Great cross. Good control there from NAOS. Nice initiative.
Traded though.
There it is. A little bit of a late position. Kadoom finds that one onto Moja, and that means site's actually being secured as well. There's just no response in towards this site. PTC even denied now. Zan does get one back. But again, that door's being shut. It makes it so awkward. We have to see potentially a full rotation here from Zavi. Valden up close. Ah, Kadoom, my word. You've given maybe an opportunity back to NAOS in a way that you wouldn't want to have expected it.
Last player standing.
Want to clear this one man. And that is QQ God. He's got no utility to work with on it. No paranoia available. They should know that he should be towards wine here. He creeps along. Zan does spot him. Don't think there's any chance of QQ God holding on to this one. Absolutely not. Valden will be able to find it.
My
And
ultimate's
that's
ready.
now finding 6 here, Komodo.
Before they plant next time, okay?
Yeah, little by little, I guess you'd say. Brick by brick. Starting to build up the tower.
One foot in front of the other. That's the only way you can do it.
Yeah, no 2 left feet, hopefully, but there's always an opportunity to stumble and fall. 2 defuses in a row. Sharper still getting into these sites, but not with too much advantage. Timeout called by them as well. 10-6. Starting to see some momentum build up, right? 10-4. You're thinking pretty on top of the world on this map. Now there's 2 rounds in a row, and you're thinking, all right, we're fumbling a little bit. We're actually the ones that are making some mistakes. So let's call the timeout literally for us, not to stop them accumulating some momentum, but it's for us to sit back, realize what we need to do to, stave off any potential comeback of NAOS here. Don't let them get into a scenario where they feel that momentum is really starting to build.
That's right. Just time for a serious conversation, you know. Can't let them get back into this. If they lose this, you know, Sharper, I felt like they had so much control, so much potential to wrap this one up. But NAOS are always a beast that you cannot take for granted, right? They know what they need to do. They're experienced. They've been here before. They've had their backs up against the wall.
Situation now as well where Sharper don't have the full kit and caboodle going in towards this round, so they're going to be a little bit lesser equipped. Definitely an opportunity for NAOS to get a clean round, potentially. But there's still enough for Sharper to find something. Prioritize getting closer towards the null command, one away from LBY. Meanwhile, you're just having refreshed dark covers over at 8 for the little Omen duel there.
We taking control. They've had to invest a fair bit to do it. Obviously, again, you know, similar sort of story. One away from the Armageddon for PTC. He does spot some pretty decent info onto Siropop inside mid.
Here.
And now Kadoom just outside Pizza as well. Is he going to be able to dash his way in? They are walking towards the line, but how much do they want to invest in it? The 0 point will get the info, but there's those salvos. Door breaks open. Control now. Valden has a lot of pressure going on. The convergent pass comes out. This is where it gets nasty. Zan already trying to get his way in, but has to refract out. Doesn't want to fight that just yet.
Just spotting for info with that.
Yeah. Oh my god, they found him.
Yeah, Zan just went up with the light speed to spot info. Spot if they'd flooded in.
30 seconds.
Oh, and it's worth
does
its
get
weight in
two.
gold, isn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, are they going to be ready for this man over towards the site? The
spike, though,
spawn, the
Mitch.
flank,
Drop
it's
the
coming
spike.
in. Exactly, yes. No, Zavi swings in. They've done well. Niffy now has to try and find it all. 15 seconds. There's just no time. No way they can do it here. But this is NAOS making something work again. Niffy gets the shot, but Valden trades. It's going to be... How many alive? 4? No, 3. 3 alive.
HUD broke.
HUD's
It's
a little
okay.
bit slow. That's okay. We chill.
There's just so much chaos that it's been bamboozled.
I really don't want this to be a fake comeback, man. My heart can't take it.
I mean, I've already noticed the suppressive conky voices come in.
What do you mean?
Gone a little bit quiet. Getting late.
It's the realization
Can't
that
keep M up.
I'm screaming at 1 in the morning.
Oh, 1 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
The game deserves the hype that it is late.
It does. It does.
Well,
And do not worry. The moments, when they come through, they'll be shouted at.
yep. Your passive nature again. No forward position out through B main from the likes of PDC and Armageddon. Definitely want to have some good value utilized from that in this round. Meanwhile, the 0 point did spot where Moja was before. There's a flash point. We'll get him in and set him up.
Doesn't really get anything, though. This could lull them into a bit of a false sense of security right now. Moja very much trapped. The dark cover will give them the additional space. They're not going to fight the fight any further for now. It actually does force them away. QQ God tapped down in that earlier exchange.
Yeah, this is the sort of time as well as NAOS where you really have to recognize what Sharper are gonna look to do still.
Oh,
That
no.
is a perfect bloody fragment. I gotta say, he just did not get out of that one. Good lob
100 to
from
0.
LBY.
But now Xavi wants to try and fight even further, right? He's managed to drop LBY in this process. He's also got another. Hang on a second. It's all falling apart. How is Xavi doing this? He's done it completely solo. Oh my god. What a round there from Xavi. 8 now on the trot. 4 now. Sharper. They are feeling the pressure.
Yeah, this is the sort of time where you wish you had your timeout available, right? That round just there, I mean, LBY's positioning on that fragment is gorgeous. I thought the Moja was going to try to step out of there, but I'm looking at it, and I believe he probably, he used both of his already? Or maybe he just expected that there was a bit of a gap. I know he used one as bait. I don't know if there was a second one available, but regardless.
I didn't quite see.
Xavi on the KO, best agent, gets the job done.
Get out of my way.
Chance now too. Oh, imagine. He does shoot.
Give me those
Oh,
back.
he's
Crazy
jumped.
thing that you see, right? Yeah, he did not expect that from Kadoom, but then the sidestep from BTC. They are really feeling it right now. The salvos do make it a little bit awkward, but he is going to be able to get out, force the salvos back of his own. QQ God has to fall away
And
with
now
the
you
shrouded
rest.
step.
Now you rest.
You do.
You've got B main looked after still by the Sheer. So you have a little bit of vulnerability up through mid. Valden also holding the Arcros, so can deploy that
Locating target.
if anyone pushes out through the shear. Flash it. It's on the laneway currently. Not used yet, so they don't exactly know where it is.
Have this, though, in the bag.
My ultimate's ready.
That's an easy pick there for Valden. Steel Garden even popped just for good order.
That's
Or
from
no,
Niffy. It's
that's
from Niffy.
Niffy's.
So they want to remove the
That's-
guns to get a little bit easier in towards the site.
Quite an investment, though, in a round like this.
Oh, 100%. Because it's going to fade away in a few seconds. And then it's 4v2 with guns versus sheriffs.
They can just go for the full
One
retake
enemy
with their
remaining.
guns.
Oh, he's run
And-
into the thorns.
Yeah. That's kind of a bit of... Oh.
I need to know how Seraphop has actually died to those thorns. Because was he not 100 HP going into the site there? Or was he already low?
We'll
I
see.
hope in the replays it shows. Let's have a look. So shots out first from Zan.
Oh,
yeah.
that was through the dark cover. Yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
didn't even see originally.
easy.
Valden.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, no, he was already 1 HP, judging by that there. So, yeah, you've been, I mean, the thorns popped under you, and you just made one step and took the tick.
Well,
This is the scary point, Mitchell. It was
this
10
is
to
the
4.
scary point.
Now it's 10 to 9.
Just, if you guys look at the door, there's a sink outside. Let him in. That's the reality of what we're experiencing potentially right now. Now, one round away from tying this one up. And Sharper, as you can say, you can really sort of feel the sweat from them. They are a team that does seem to, at times, let the pressure get to them, which is interesting. Again, you know, they're a team with experience. They're a team with tenure, but obviously, again,
Sharper put themselves in a position in this map to make it their map to lose, right?
yeah,
They fought
definitely.
hard on the attacking side in the beginning. Sorry, defending side in the beginning to have a quite substantial half. Now NAOS' retakes, NAOS' rotates, and baiting of utility is looking pretty good. Early rounds, pushing up through
Oh, this is so
catwalk
big.
from San.
If he finds anything, I don't even think he needs to use a refractor. I think he can just
can't
hold
now.
on. Yeah,
He'd have,
finds
to,
the one.
he'd have to light
Now
speed
he's in
towards
a
like
really, really awkward spot because up high, up towards mid top. Yeah, that's going to be Zan taken down by QQ God. First advantage we've actually seen for Sharper in quite some time. Now they have to get back on towards the site. It is going to be the From the Shadows to come out from QQ God. It's a 1-for-1 between Niffy and Valden. So that's sight. That's control. And what do you do here if you're NAOS? I think you want to retake it, but it's a scary one.
I mean, you're definitely going for it. You've got the money, right? You know your opponents are on a reset scenario. You go for it.
Go ahead. Stand your ground.
They would have heard that.
Yeah.
All missiles.
Very, very interesting here. Okay. The ultimate going in. The salvo's coming out. They're trying to clear absolutely everything. Dot their I's, cross their T's, do what they can. Now as they creep on in, QQ God is low, but it's only going to be the minor swing. The dark cover does get the cross. A weird angle. But now, again, they're running out of time. They have to get moving. They've really got to get ticking on towards this position right now. They're moving towards the side. There's limited utility. They have to get onto that. They've got the salvos, and I just don't think there's enough time. There's not. Sharper, hold on.
Losing a gun there is quite problematic, though, for Niffy. See really what plagues them there. No, it's all good, actually. Never mind. Honky saying he hopes the comeback doesn't happen for it to be fake.
One
Cast the
enemy
curses. Can
No,
be
I didn't
real.
want it to be fake. I wanted it to not be fake.
They can be real. On the back of that timeout, though, Sharper coming away with it. See if they can potentially close out the map as well. You know, one away from numero 12. Meanwhile, this sort of round is quite stacked in the ultimate scenario for the likes of NAOS. Null Command. Convergent Pass, Steel Garden. Great on the retakes here if they need to shift into that.
Awkward. Very awkward.
I don't know the tech on Waylay, why you dash first into the wall. I don't know if you get your second dash quicker or anything like that, or he's just trying to make sure they can't shoot him in some variety, but that's not the way to double dash.
My blind
As
is
I
dead.
said, you know, it just sort of feels like even with limited knowledge of this agent, there's just others that can be picked with the impact. But look, Zan still as an individual, he's hitting shots, he's able to do some things. So all you can hope for him is that they do continue to connect.
I'm probably saying Moja just smoke bottom mid and then he dashes, right? If you want to really make sure he gets out properly, not be vulnerable, because now you're in a 5 versus 3 scenario where you are kind of forced to be using your Steel Garden here for a retake.
And that's what they want to do. And Siripop's obviously still got the guided salvos. That's the shear getting popped. PTC is going to be able to come along with his own, but there it is. Goes through. Special delivery. Does freeze them up for just a second. Arcro is now ready to be popped. Moja does get one. Okay, maybe there's a world. Maybe there's a way. Spots it on the cross, but LBY denies. LBY denies. Valded has to go big now. Last man standing in towards the position of Y. No, QQ God, he's there as well. He's flanking up short. Maybe finding that position. Valded gets the res. PTC gets another. They've denied. They know where QQ God is. Do they have the time, though? He's going to be able to get away from the fragment, but can he hold on for long enough? He's half a tick. He's getting towards it. Valden's found it. I think he has enough time. He does.
20.
And that's a round for NAOS. 10 to 11.
Great retake to come through from NAOS there on a player deficit scenario as well. You know, the Steel Garden isn't the thing that does any real value for NAOS, but it does flush the mindset of the sharper guys to get out of the site, right? Having the weaponry available for LBY, making sure that he can go for the challenge when his team is either disconnecting from the site or stuck in there a little bit. They preemptively left the site as well, in the expectation that was going to come down. You got the null command from Savvy as well, which removing the abilities was probably more important for that post scenario, and the fact that he gets down, but he gets res. Quick one in. This time really hunting is Kadoom. Traded though.
Yeah, but that's still a scary one right now. They have to go for this rotation out. And Niffy, I suppose the only thing is here is the Shear's going to be able to find him. He does bait it out. There's the info gathered now. LBV gets the plant. Komodo, this is such an impactful round right now. If they manage to do this, it's basically just game done. You know, you want to pack up your bags if you're NAOS for this map at the very least. You cannot retake here.
You've got the better guns though.
Yeah, popped. LBY is going to be moving forward in this one. Moja, oh no, not like this. Zan gets the shot back now, has to pick up the Phantom. Fragment, going to make it very, very awkward. Walking towards that QQ God, gets the catch. Oh my God, it's happening right now. Potentially Valden, 1v1, up against QQ God, has to try and find something. The Arc Rose to try and gather some information. He walks out, he goes deep. I don't think he's got enough time. He should be able to deny, and he absolutely does. QQ God has found it. Sharper find 12, and they are one away from dragging us all the way to Icebox.
The fact that Kadoom finds one just absolutely charging at them, and then the fact that Niffy as well, who's been having a bit of a shocker, is able to find the one up on the catwalk too, right? Moja goes a little bit too quick before Zan.
Thrifty.
It makes things really problematic for the NAOS lads in that round. 12 to Sharper on the Thrifty. The rounds that NAOS should be winning. Like, it's always gone to 1 or 2 alive, right? You think about our previous map as well, right? Think about our previous series. How many anti-ecos were coming through with great damage. It's the day of the lesser weaponry, it feels like. Give it a little bit more weight that they're going to be able to pull through with it. And now that you've got a timeout forced out by NAOS to try and push us into overtime, makes things rough, doesn't it?
Man, oh man. Yeah. It's a classic NAOS moment to take the tack timeout right before the potential loss of the map. However, there is still a chance, there is still a will, there is still a way. NAOS do seem to manage to do this. As I said, they can deal with the pressure. They've got the ultimates. One away from the Armageddon as well for PTC.
Big amounts of pressure here for NAOS if they want to try and close this series 2-0. Got to get the next 2 to push us into OT. Saturate going to be escaped. No salvos to finish them here.
Nobody home in B main.
I got the spike.
All that information gathered right now.
The thing is as well, if NAOS are able to come away with this round and pick up PDC's Armageddon,
Thorns activated.
that can be quite the potent ult coming into, you know, a potential last round. So I look towards this one, you know, as Zan. If you have to drop your Convergent Pass, definitely do it. You know, you've got to drop these ults to keep yourselves in the game. All of this is just a fake, by the way.
Now, right? Everything has to be for overtime right now. There can be no second guessing for now. No questions.
There's so much that Valdon has to do.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, look, at least we do see Zan coming back, but for whatever reason, he doesn't seem to be overly aware from it now. Kadoom baiting it out. He already gets that information. That Zan going down. Valdon, you have to be the hero right now, my friend. No, from the shadows. He does have a friend. He does have a helping hand. And with those salvos, making it awkward. Valdon goes out. He finds one, but Kadoom gets another. Oh, the dink. PP. Oh, wow. Okay, hang on. What's happening right now? The Armageddon does come out. It's going to separate it. It's going to make it awkward here. 10 seconds. 10 seconds, Komodo. There's no time for Sharper. They need to get onto the site. All they need to do is just hold. He just needs to live. Moja just needs to hold on. There is no time. And NAOS, they continue.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Seraphot was carrying the spike over at the laneway. You had the From the Shadows from Moja with the Paranoia. And when the salvos landed by Seraphot at the back of the boathouse, they swung together to get the lane shot. That's the kind of be-all and end-all, most important duel. This replay right there. Seraphot gets that. PDC, I don't know how you bloody flicked on towards QQ God with that one. But then with 5 seconds to go when they drop onto the site, that kill, the spike drop kill, needed to come through from Moja. So they, in the end, gather the Armageddon. They use it to try and win the round. They've still got the convergent paths going into this last round of the half. And most importantly, they've shattered the economy of Sharper a little bit. Look at what they've come into this round with. The Bladestorm for Kadoom, a Vandal for QQ God, Pistols for 2, an LBY on a Stinger.
This would be a 10-4 return for NAOS. To take this to 12-12, to take us to overtime.
Yeah.
And again, the weaponry just isn't there. Kadoom with the Bucky.
Ooh, spotting out, by the way, that there's no shear up through mid with that.
Yeah. Steel Garden in. This is action time, Komodo. They want to try and make this work. They have to rely on a convergent path. Does go out now. It gets awkward, but Kadoom drops Zan. Head absolutely massacred. Blowing up is the position. Kadoom with another. He doesn't want overtime. He wants to close this. He wants to take this to map number 3. LBY now finds the spike plant. Door's going to be closed. It's going to get really, really awkward here. QQ God just going for information. From the shadows, collecting all of that. Now PTC has to destroy the door. Seraphop, will he be cleared? Surely. Kadoom, though, has found another in the process right now. Xavi and PTC, it's going to have to be a 2-on-5, a 2-on-2. How have they turned the tides like this? It's PTC. Has to be the clutch minister, has to be the hero, but he's running out of time. Has to get into position immediately. Otherwise, there is no hope. There is no dream. The Razor Vines are down. LBY does get taken, but it's QQ God on line. Can PTC get off? And I think the info is there. He's done it! QQ God holds on, and Sharper take us to Icebox.
Blind
I guess this
Moja
is what we
running
just
the
got
chamber.
to. Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I mean. Look, I suppose for me, good thing. Zan's back on the neon.
He's only played it once. Ever.
There you go. Moja's got quite a agent.
Not
pool
as
though, right?
much as you think.
Okay.
No, I can tell you exactly how many.
Well, what? He did Duelist and Sentinel?
He's got 11 different agents.
And that's mostly Duelist Sentinel, right?
Duelists, Sentinel, Smokes. He's got some Brim and Omen too.
Okay, so some controller too. Alright, well. The Headhunter will take his way out mid. But for now, nothing spotted. It will be very interesting to see how the old chamber goes in this one. Zan opens up the bank account. How much more? There was 2 additional members with him here. One towards yellow. That's Kadoom dinked up, but actually getting the headshot back. Nicely done. What's he taken down to, though? 29 points of HP. Now they sort of posture it back towards the side of A.
And Moja's gone for all of the Headhunter bullets here in this pistol round as well, so it really is chamber fighting.
Not to be confused with T1. So, Kadoom, pretty big flank. Salvos are going to make it a little bit more stressful. That spike will go down. Will get planted. A very even 4-on-4 here, and I don't think they're going to be ready for Kadoom.
Yeah, it is pretty early, but he is on 27 HP. Oh, 29 rather.
Creeping around now. Oh, the spot. No, PTC overlooks him. Doesn't get to see it. That's going to be information gathered for free. 1 and 2. Kadoom, make it 4. Give us the ace, mate. I need to bloody see it right now. Or will it be Niffy for the steal? Rude. Okay,
It's a team
anyway.
effort.
It is group work. That's Sharper finding the pistol.
All comes down to timing, doesn't it? The fact that he just isn't spotted out, going for that flank.
I mean, the
able to
shots
come
are
away
still
with the
pretty
kills.
nasty, to
Oh,
be fair.
yes, of course. He's had 2
Look at
maps to
this.
warm up.
Ready?
Why wouldn't
Tell
they be
me-
sharp?
Tell me your thoughts. Bang,
1,
bang.
2,
remaining.
3,
Bang.
4. Nah, wasted a bullet.
Yeah,
Nah, banned.
pretty clean.
Bad. Nah, wasted a bullet. No, that
Banned
was
from
actually really, really sharp. Yeah, again, it comes down to a little bit of timing there from Kadoom. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's a little bit lucky there, but he's certainly made work of the shots, so you can't take that away from him too. Sharper for the pistol.
Do make it work.
Scanning ahead. Deploying drone.
Much slower approach here from NAOS.
Enemy tag.
Zero fop just with the ghost.
Oh, the flash timing.
A little bit ugly, to be quite honest with you right now. They are getting away with way too much here, NAOS. And they should very well be able to find the plant of the spike too if Kadoom can't do anything about it. He should find Savvy. He actually does manage to slip the net. Moja, great shot with the headhunter. Okay, it's getting awkward now for Sharper. I didn't expect much less than chaos in this map, but it's now all left on a Niffy who has to try and find the 1v3. He's already got one with the Bulldog, but only 8 bullets left in the chamber. PTC able to hold that line, and it's Savvy with a 3k on the ghost. The Thrifty is beautiful. And, well, look, we start the chaos early. Why not?
Yeah, we got we've been blessed by Patman, so Naus immediately got the buff when his existence was known in the chat. So
Quite literally did.
yep, they come out with that one. No,
Nice.
some sinister shots to come out from Zavvi there. Just no holds barred, go straight in towards the A site, hit your shots. You got a headhunter shot coming out there from Moja that I got to say was pretty clean too, right? So you'll give benefit of the doubt on that one. He did well to get his shot.
He deserves his shot. Moja always fragging. But yeah, it did catch me off guard to see the chamber, I suppose, as someone who did used to play him a fair bit. But that was back in the glory days, right?
It's the days where you didn't have to worry about too much utility, all things considered.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Spot on.
Now it's a
And KO
scenario that
came out and ruined the day.
scenario that I like a lot more. Lots of utility, lots of brain work.
Too much brain work for me, Komodo. But it's a lot of damage coming out nice and cleanly for now so far. Sharper haven't been able to put any pressure
Spike
back on. There's
planted.
been some damage, but no kills. Kadoom left all alone with that non-Pacific package.
Yep. Well, back to the stables with you there. Reset in spawn.
Back to the pavilion.
Back to the reset in spawn. He managed to get the ulti orb at B, so had the team found a couple of kills on the site, you know, maybe you'd be incentivized to drop in onto Bladestorm as well and pick up where you left off from Ascent, right, with how crisp and clean he was with the blades. This time, though, it's getting a little bit deeper where you call this one the bladed bonus. It's not that bad, actually, when you consider it for NAOS, too. Everyone's got shields, everyone's got Vandals. It's an outlaw for Moja. You'll be happy with that one still. There's a couple light shields as well for Sharper, so they do have to be a little bit more careful in how they're going to navigate locations. Gap up through mid. Of course, Killjoy util. Not going to be played to spot this one, at least close. It's deep in the kitchen laneway, which I think is inaudible as well from where Zan is. So now destroyed. There's information for Sharper that kitchen is gone, as well as Zavvi.
So is Zavvi, yeah. Getting down very, very quickly. Great shots from QQ. God, there is no way he gets away with 3. Okay. Zan does get the trade out at the very least, but unfortunately, it's just back onto PTC, completely solo dolo, and he's been denied. Sharper get that one back immediately. And I already feel like this game is going to go the distance, back and forth, up and down, X, Y, circle, circle, square, whatever. Cheat code for simoleons.
What?
I think I just combined Xbox and PlayStation and The Sims.
What is it like?
I think my brain just spilt out of my ears.
A, B, left, right.
Yep.
Start, select. I don't know. Konami code. Moja got a code of his own.
Here.
Destroy all jets. As Kadoom is down.
That kind of went hard, to be honest.
He's the counter to a jet.
He really
He's another
is,
sniper
yeah.
that can just, you know, dematerialize and rematerialize.
All right, well, Zan's pissed because he didn't get a kill. Fair enough. But Valden and PTC are responding, so the advantage still goes the way pretty heavily for Naos.
Yeah, and you got a Hunter's Fury for Zabby as well. So
planted.
keep an eye on that.
Ooh, Niffy. Get in here. Maybe there's something worthwhile having a look
Oh, hang
at.
on.
He does get 2. This is the thing. PTC does push forward, though.
enemy
QQ God does
remaining.
have the flank. He's not going to be ready for that. Moja caught lacking, caught slacking, and now they don't know where PTC is. Gets the clear, and he has an ear for it as well. So where does he go from this? Back up towards heaven, so he can slot out. Does have the 0 point. What's he going to be able to do from this position here? He gets the fragment down. Great bit of timing, but it's very, very lucky. Right now, it's just that utility game to try and bait it out for as long as possible. Does slot into heaven, and he's ready for it. Very well played by PTC. He's a GOAT for a reason. And he brings the Thai spice to the Philippines.
Yeah, good clutch to come out from him there as well. Good little bit of movement at the end to keep it quiet, though his opponent had the same sort of idea. Zan, you know, whilst he was angry and wanted to try and get something in this one, absolutely shut him down. And then you've got the little 1 versus 2 at the end. What a flick from that spot for PDC. So now also hold lead. Another buy to be presented for Sharp up. You got the blades for Kadoom. You got a pit for QQ God. You got Niffy 1 away from lockdown too. Currently unanswerable if you remove Zavi from the equation. So we'll see how the first little engagements do go. Keep an eye out as well, right? A difference in this one is because NAOS aren't running a Killjoy, there isn't quick awareness of a flank. So they have to be a little bit more aware going forwards if there is going to be any flanks. But just a default for now, Mitch.
Poison orb emitting. Poison's off.
Give it some
Time a
time.
ticking.
Yeah.
If you're going towards this B side as well, you're going to eventually contend with QQ God, who, if he hears a stampede sub 30 seconds, I'm expecting him to drop a pit. You know, you got Decay going into that, then Niffy can pop the nanos.
Toxin screen down.
All the ruse. 0 point dodged at A as well, so this is
30
where things
seconds
get
left.
spicy at the alpha site. Oh, the pit's used! Off the back of the 0 point, not hitting anyone.
Man, 20 seconds left and basically nothing's happened at this point in time, and now they hit A and they hit A hard. Already on towards the side. It's going to be Zan and Valden to open up, but Seraphop drops Zavi. Spike still yet to be planted. Komodo, they need to make it work. The special delivery goes through. Oh, PTC, can he hold on? He's alive. How's he alive, Komodo? There is no way. Okay, he's dead now. Valden has a long way to go, and that Killjoy lockdown is going to be giving them just enough time. I don't think he... No! He could. Maybe there's a world, maybe there's a way.
Three down.
Maybe there's a way, Komodo. Valden, he shows up to the party. He's got a 6-pack, and he's got the good time.
No way! Oh, it's defused!
He lost
If any of you die, I lose it back with brimstone. So do your best.
1:45 a.m. Valorant Gaming, and this is the delivery we are getting. It's special. That's for sure. The Viper's Pit baited out on the B side. A kill comes through from the salvos for PDC to re-get the spike just in the nick of time. And then Valden, who ran a marathon from the B site to get towards A to try and clutch it up, to try and deny just a millisecond too late. And now we want to play, now we want to party.
Man, I was certain he had a 6-pack, but he arrives with a bottle of water and says, I'm driving. Respect to him, but it's certainly not any fun.
Here.
Jesus. What do we see now into this round? A massacred
Tour
economy.
de force.
Tour de force
On the flank
indeed.
watch.
Yeah, oh my god, they're all lining up.
One
If
by
that
one.
connects. Yeah, that's going to be the dangerous thing, isn't it? You know, how long can Mojo
If
hold
he,
this
if
line?
he swung... Oh, split the wickets.
1
Oh,
HP!
1 HP.
Planted.
And he's
Oh,
dead.
no.
Okay. All right, Mojo. That's why I don't
Deserved.
pick Chamber.
Yep.
But now they're inside the pit. And look at that little cheeky bit of angle.
Oh, he's kind of read it,
Yeah,
though.
they're aware. They certainly are.
And that's the actual pit player, too.
Oh my god, now
Oh,
the
you're dead.
Armageddon's going out as well. That forces him into it. That's Kadoom on for the 2K. He's looking to try find as much as he possibly
One
can, a
enemy
3K, but it's
remaining.
responded to quickly. QQ God gets another. It's all onto Zavi again to try and clutch. He's low. He's very bloody low, and he's looking on to Seraphot, but Kadoom has it this time. Okay. So they win a very tight round previously, Sharper. This time a much more convincing one. 4-3, now
No.
still on the back foot. What's the economy looking like? That's the big question
The
mark
facts-
for me here.
The fact that that is a unorthodox Viper's pit and you're kind of reading into it as well, and then the Armageddon forces Valden out. You know, even a Snake Spite is invested onto his location. Just some quick little awareness to come through for the Sharper Esports guys. And yeah, Moja, when there's 3 players flanking, imagine if he peeked out the left side, right, and lined them all up. That would have been something, but they all just strafe, and he misses, and then he gets shut down. A little bit awkward for NAOS in this backwards and forwards adventure on Icebox.
Every single
Keeping
map
it
has
close.
been back and forth. There's been like no real
Yeah.
clear leader except for Ascent at like the middle of the map.
Yeah.
Or the first kind of half, first kind of start. It's just been so hard to keep any sort of track right now. But whatever's happening, it's entertaining, that's the very least. And, mate, Zavi's up and about. He's getting passionate.
Why wouldn't you? If you're having fun, doing things with the team, getting kills, want to keep up the energy levels. Meanwhile, we may very well have Mr. James Bond in the server soon.
Oh, LBY.
LBY. And on the KO too, where you're probably like the easiest agent to find assists on with flashes and 0 points.
He was playing insane in the previous map too.
Yep.
Man, the impact that man had was crazy. All right, well, we know where we're at in this round. NAOS don't have weapons, meaning that they're probably going to win the round. Or Seraphot will look to deny at the very least. Okay, all right, very good. Well done, Sharper.
Casted him.
You win the counter eco. I'm proud of you.
We cursed him, Mitch. LBY got 2 there on the board.
That was you. You cursed him.
I cursed him? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Okay.
I had a lot of curses tonight, I think.
Yeah. I very much think so. But,
Sharper, though.
unfortunately, for NAOS, no round conversion off the back of that pause, but they didn't really have much to go into with it.
Yeah, it's always the interesting thing, isn't it? Taking a pause before a sort of eco half buy round instead of before a full buy round. Because I guess it also does let your opponents consider what they want to do for that proper full buy, knowing you're going to come out with one too.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's just preference at the end of the day from a coach.
Find the right time to do it. Kadoom, all
Zavi's
of
just
this
used the owl
control.
drone through the garage towards B. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is going to be spreading up through mid. Again, same turret from Niffy. Looking down the laneway of the kitchens. You need to make sure you got the right ingredients though, and around such as this are Sharper. So, to the markets. No discounts at main.
No, absolutely not. Inside the kitchen, will they be cooking up a storm? Seraphot, yeah, absolutely, but only one guest will arrive because the other's dead. PTC, good trade.
Now
Even
things
on
get
HP.
interesting, don't they? By the positioning and where you slot it in. Kadoom's timing though. Oh, I might get the better of him here. Looking away.
There it is. A little bit of a warning shot. And now LBY actually makes the investment here to go further down. Valden should
he-
be able to slip the net.
If he goes for a flank here, he would have a
30
quite the
seconds
significant early timing.
Oh, Kadoom. Oh, God. Cloudburst made that so awkward for him. Great flash drive, underarm through the toxic screen. Now they're getting towards the side position, so now getting it a really, really good crack at sort of closing the gap again.
One suppressed.
Do you want to use the null command for a retake when QQ God's at 30 HP? Probably not. Wouldn't even mind a save considered here.
Hasn't really been many of them throughout the course of this series, but it definitely looks like this is probably the most convincing time to do it, especially when Xavi finds another.
Enemy remaining.
Niffy also having a little bit of a look. LBY does get 1, make it 2. I don't think this round is winnable, but at the very least, they've hurt the economy once again of NAOS, who need every single penny that they can get right now. Round secured, but LBY
Molly landed.
yeah, happy with that. Good post-plant utility there from Valden. Securing around for NAOS. 4 to 5. We get tight. Round number 10 around the bend, Komodo.
Yeah, the reason I talk about wanting to potentially go for a save there for the Sharper guys as well is because you're still kind of looking to reset the economy on your opponent. So I do understand why they want to try and find some damage at the end of that, but it feels like the round was just already kind of done when the plant happens in that 4 versus 3 and QQ got his low. You look at your own economy coming in towards the next round as well, and you think, oh yeah, we're going to have a buy probably, but now with that result, looking to tie things up, you'll take a timeout as Sharper. You do not want to see your opponents tied up. Coming into, of course, the last map for the evening, for the night. This one in Icebox was the choice of NAOS. If anyone missed the veto, could have gone to Sunset. NAOS had the option. Chose to ban that one instead and go to Icebox.
You're just jaded, Komodo.
Jaded. I miss Sunset. I like Sunset.
We're about to see sunrise in a minute. If Icebox keeps going the way it's going.
Yeah, I got 6
Sunset
minutes
was
left
long
for this
ago.
room.
You know, just for everyone watching along at home, we always have good fun with this. It's funny because, like, you get the, you know, the early finish, but it's usually off the back of crappy games. When you have a really, really long night where you finish late, it's usually off the back of really good games. I've only had, like, 1 or 2 long nights that have been off the back of tech pauses. That's not fun. But
Yeah.
we usually do pretty well here in the old Pacific region. So, happy days from Conky and Komodo.
Creeping on up. Oh, now towards this B site. And QQ God needs to make sure that he doesn't get caught off guard. Needs to have his floaties here to stay afloat. Because he is on the boat by himself.
Shutting them down.
Got his lineups.
Yep. Important for a KO on this map.
Nothing at yellow. Gives them some additional confidence here to send Zan in.
No rotations yet, too.
Finishes. Yeah, look, he's straight in there.
Now they come.
But they're pulling away. Now it's not interested.
40 seconds to go. Playing with the rotations, showing the timings. And on the QQ. God, a great trade from Kadoom.
How did that connect?
Revealing area.
Magic.
Yeah, clearly. Moving into the site now, LBY really has to be the hero as best as he can. Popping that null command, just buying the additional time, 20 seconds. Continues to pulse, but it's awkward now. LBY, he's done the damage. Valden does get the trade, but now Moja has to go up. 15 seconds ticking. Really needs to stick this plant now. Are they going to be moving on over towards it? Oh, holding as best as he can, but Moja's still alive. Not for long, though. As Sharper going to be able to find it, reviving their boy LBY, who, yeah, hadn't been having the best of games now, but clearly he's up and about. He's turning the tune. And now with Sharper taking 6, he should at the very least tie up this half. And I don't know if the money's going to be the best looking for NAOS into the next.
Yeah, with the defuse, Seraphot picking up the Armageddon for the next round. So you're all right picking that one up at the cost of LBY dropping down the null command in that one. Because feels like you really did need it when push comes to shove. You lose the opening duel. You get a sinister little trade out from Kadoom, but with sub 20 seconds to go, we needed to see something come through from Sharper there to deny NAOS's chances to close out the round. So ult, flash drive, makes things a little bit hot under the collar for NAOS, who, of course, aren't investing a timeout here. Eco around, essentially, for the second last of the half. See what Xavi can do with the Guardian. And what Moja can do with the Headhunter. Okay, I'll throw that in there too. Maybe Zan picks up an orb and gets the overdrive.
What do you expect here? Ooh, QQ God
My ult's ready.
getting away with a hell of a lot there. Kadoom.
The shorty halfway across yonder.
Gentle breeze takes him down.
And the plant, though, at least for now.
Yeah, not bad. We're expecting 7, though, from Sharper. Again, that economy position for now is just making it that much more difficult. Great shot from Kadoom. He has been looking fantastic both these maps. PTC does drop one, but Kadoom just... He is firing on all cylinders right now.
Yeah. Kadoom to bring the boom certainly is a worrisome factor for any NAOS fans out there if Kadoom's able to get elevated. To get spicy. Last round of the half. Making some moves are Sharper. You think about Niffy, one away from the lockdown. Could be quite valuable, otherwise you're probably looking to see the Hunter's Fury invested here. NAOS need to cut some corners, I feel like. Maybe a little bit of a faster play into the A site with the ultimates that they do have available too, right? An overdrive. Certainly a lot of angles that you can dance around there for the likes of Zan.
Oh my god.
And Null Command for PDC as well.
I had to double take. 18 and 5.
Yep.
That's kind of crazy.
And a couple of players have 18, 19, 20 plus halves in the last 2 weeks of Valorant in SEA Challenges and in VCT Pacific.
Do love to see it.
Here though, at the B site.
Uh-oh.
No overdrive.
Yeah, Zan. Taken down. PTC does manage to find one back, but
I
unfortunately
didn't
the guidance
activate it,
salvo,
just-
yeah, it doesn't happen. The null command does not get ripped. And the alarm bot's still there too, just waiting to get Xavi.
Oh, bumped his fists, but it just didn't come into play. And Niffy with death will have the lockdown, so Xavi actually can have free reign of this Hunter's Fury. Problem is, Moja, I feel like here, Mitch, he needs a kill before the team rotates.
Has to kind of
timing!
the
Toxins going out.
Always timing.
thorn in the side, but he's been denied. Picked apart, unfortunately. So, 30 seconds. NAOS have to try and find their way over
30
towards this
seconds
side of A. And by the way, it's looking, well, I just don't really know
I have
if
the
NAOS
spike.
don't pick up this pistol, but I did say that in the previous map. Anyway, Xavi getting that Hunter's
Very
Fury
Hail
out,
Mary.
seeing if he can find anything. He can't. And Yuki God getting into towards position. Valden actually wasn't ready for it. I thought he fired a warning shot, but apparently not. And Xavi taken down by Kadoom. Massive half, massive round. Sharper are looking fan-bloody-tastic. NAOS were kind of there, kind of looking good with a couple of different moments here, Komodo, but man, Sharper have certainly put
Switching
themselves up
sides.
for an opportunity at success. Will they be able to take the icebox, guys? Or will it be NAOS? Well, we'll find out after the break.
One enemy remaining.
Still going to mean absolutely everything for both these rosters right now. Now certainly have a chance, have an opportunity, but a little bit of a late opening means that the info is gathered over towards the back of the belt.
No charges left.
Early utility though, Sharper. See if they want to send it straight in towards this A side or not. Eventually this wall goes down, there go up.
Damage. Already Xavi finding that opening, dropping Seraphop, making it a little bit more awkward. LBY taken low. Have to try and find this plant, but the damage is already being done. It's a massacre on the side of A. Always did sort of seem to trend towards the way of the defenders in that previous map that we saw between Motive and Full Sense. And now I think that trend may very well continue as NAOS get the pistol, but they've got more work to do.
Yeah, the starts of their defensive affairs, like we just saw from Sharper. There's some investment here on the sniper variety on both sides.
Bonne chance, mes amis.
Of course, Kadoom have Blade Storms tonight as well, have been absolutely superb.
Teleport's gone.
Oh, lucky to get out of that one.
Uh-oh.
Poison
Missing
dart.
the opening shot there, Kadoom. Valden finding a couple. And really, the kind of expected result to this round so far. NAOS need to do their best to keep the 5 alive, so they've got a solid chance in towards the bonus. If he does manage to get one back, PTC able to deny. So it's not going to be too stressful. Moja obviously still holding on to that outlaw. Now we do see the Sharper side creep their way back. Obviously, QQ God has picked up that Marshall.
Slow and steady. See what damage can be delivered just like that.
Gotta be
Savvy
careful,
caught
man.
unawares. Moja's low.
Poison's off.
If both
mean,
manage to
Zan's
get
looking
their
the
way
wrong
through.
way.
Yeah. This is not good.
Gun barrel poking
30
if they
seconds
start
left.
to clear the corner too.
Timing. It's going to be everything
Oh,
here.
it's-
Oh,
oh.
oh,
he
no,
missed the
you
shot!
did
No
not
way!
try.
Oh my
You
God, he's
did
got both
not
of them!
Try
Are you
to
kidding?
no-scope that.
Go, go, go.
Even I'm angry.
Even you would scope on that.
Why am I
Sorry.
catching strays,
Sorry.
bro? Come on.
Got him.
Because you like to snipe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would scope on that, yes.
You would scope on that. You would scope on that. He's actually just completely booked you. That is
All right, now
illegal.
winning this map.
Oh lordy.
We're going to 6 overtimes.
Docky's pay.
All right, well, Zan is getting some forward thinking, and he does miss the shot, so that's going to be LBY denying. And that's a good opening start, exactly what you need to see into the bonus.
Yeah, Moja gets one in return though on a QQ God, so no Viper wall on the attacker's side.
Oh, Niffy, that's a great bit of positioning. He might actually be able to find the catch here. A missed shot from Moja. Uh-oh. Getting a little bit
Oh,
spicy.
no.
Niffy has been playing phenomenally throughout this one now. Valden should be able to get the cross, at least denying something. But Moja's obviously going to have to pick up the pieces alongside him as well. Now, maybe an opportunity. Not the best weaponry to do it, just the Guardian. They do manage to deny it the 0 point. So they are going to be able to get in towards position. You have the rendezvous available if they do need it, but again, Valden is just going to walk straight into the crosshair. It's going to have to be Moja to track up this one out in the 1v3. Does get one. Kadoom kind of a little bit out of luck there in that moment. The salvo should take him off. He's going to be able to pull on, and okay, I like that. I don't like that.
Look, the round that Sharper should be winning, but ugly the way that it kind of does get one in the end, right? You've got a good shot out from LBY to start the affairs. You've got Moja then having a whiff, allowing Niffy to get up the guts of mid. And then when you start to go and play Protector, you've just got a guy swinging on a rope that gets you. It's always the unfun things of this map of Icebox. Proper weapons in the hand of NAOS though. Moja again going for an early challenge, usually into the salvos, but they're not going to be available this time early and ready. From Seraphot.
Can't use that.
Kadoom,
Ouch.
man. Yeah, he is just murdering. The guy's been
He-
playing absolutely phenomenally.
He's dragging this team tonight.
Kicking and screaming.
Yep.
I don't want to win. I want to go for the lower bracket run. They're not saying that, by the way. Sharper
No,
are actually
teleport's
really
ready.
quite doing well in this tournament. Through relegations, man. You know, just showing up to split 2 and doing
Niffy
things like
also,
this.
by the way, had a abysmal performance in the last map, essentially.
He did.
And is now just destroying as well. That's his
He's
15th kill here.
So back. That fragment actually might make it awkward. No, never mind. LBY's out. Advantage still heavily
5
going the
versus
way
3.
of Sharper here. Yeah, exactly right. I don't even
gotta
think now want to
consider-
go for this.
Yeah, you maybe got to consider the save. I mean, you've got no ultimates. If Savvy can get an exit or 2, you know, that'd be awesome. But you kind of just really are playing Protector on your own piggy bank here, making sure that the team has what they need to go in towards the next round. Valden is one away from Viper's Pit. So maybe we see another scenario where Moja's going to push with him at B, and they can pick that up. Otherwise, Sharper right now, folks, are finding double digits. Last time it was a, 10-4 situation that now starts to come back, and it drops 13-11 at the end. Hunter's on. Niffy. Will he have a bit of a sniffy? And he's around the corner on the rafters or not.
Fight till the end.
Never
No
going to
matter
eventuate
how
there, so Sharper, just one casualty in the round. Now we'll hold on to pretty much everything to go again. Timeout here you'd expect from NAOS. It is indeed. Big, big discussion to have now.
Final opportunity, really, it feels like for NAOS, right? I mean, they were here, backs up against the wall on Ascent, but they were unable to take it to overtime. 13 to 11. Couple of mistakes. Sharper just taking those tiny little advantages. That little lapse in focus, lapse in concentration, and you can see the frustration on NAOS, which you don't blame them, right? You know, it's a long series. It really does sort of test your stamina. Especially, you know, waiting, watching, you're sitting around. It's a rolling schedule, so you're waiting on the previous series to be completed before you start yours. So you're kind of just on edge, practicing, sitting in the range, doing what you got to do.
Yeah, making sure that you're kind of going around and getting your prep ready too, right? You'd have vetoes and have some time to get some strats fine-tuned a little bit in discussions. Anyways, the timeout fades away. And now we fade back in towards the map. See what NAOS are going to be able to deliver in this one. A little bit lesser equipped, especially so for Mr. Moja. Quick, though, into the garage. And the door is just shut on Zan.
Yeah, absolutely. Zan has not really had a chance to activate, has he? On this defender's side, Sharper are kind of twisting the narrative of what we saw on that previous series on this very map, where the attackers were not favored. But as they creep on in, 5 bullets in that headhunter for Moja. Site control should be given basically for free. I mean, look, you know, the chamber of Moja has found a little bit of extra control, but they'll be ready for that flank shortly. It's really just going to be eyes on the Valden.
Whilst there's a bit of control, there's not a lot of success for him in this map so far. Overwhelm forces in towards the A site. Yeah, the trademark gets a bit of a slow, but there's no util that is thrown your way already from Zavi or from Valden. So, I say that. Valden on a Kadoom. You've taken down the raid boss.
Bit of pressure now. Moja, obviously on this flank. Oh, Niffy, oh, the timing! Moja, an important shot missed. Now Niffy can just keep him at bay as best as he can. That's all he needs to do. The retake is going to be challenging to try and get back in towards this position. Missing the shots in the end. Niffy does deny him. They know there's no one else on the flank. He can just drop his way back up towards the belt. Obviously, inside the Viper's pit. It is going to be awkward. Now they can just get the salvos back in. QQ God drops PTC. It's all working out for Sharper right now. The flank, exactly. It's all happening. He knows exactly what he needs to do, and that need is to live. And that's an 11th round picked up here by Sharper. The money is going to still be relatively average for NAOS and Komodo. Sharper just need 2 more to close this series. NAOS they're all out of timeouts.
Great reposition from him at the end there, just as a little bit of a backup plan in case things start to go awry for the team. But when the plant is down and they dodge a lot of that utility, the fact that Niffy wins that kill there as well onto Moja really assists out the team. They're not pincered from 2 separate angles. The timeout, non-converted for NAOS. Have to force in towards this round, a stave off round number 12. I mean, I'm looking at the ultis as well. A lockdown for Niffy can be quite valuable here. Zavi doesn't have the Hunter's Fury to destroy that immediately.
Here.
Poison's off.
But we go back in towards a little bit of silence for the middle of this round. Big push through the garage. Moja.
Oh, no.
Spot out.
He gets
and he wins it.
That's crazy. A little bit of unluckiness there for QQ God, but great success from Moja. Got to be happy with that advantage that they haven't really sort of been seeing in this last little bit, but they overstep. Zan walks a little bit too far in, but they've just denied completely. There you go. Okay, NAOS are still living. Now Niffy, last alive. Moja is going to be the one to deny. So they keep this game going. 4 rounds the difference and 4 alive. That reestablishes the economy.
Immensely so. That was such a much-needed round for NAOS to hold on towards this map. I mean, I'm still looking at Sharper with the successive 3 in a row. They have enough money to have a full investment with everything they need, and now a secondary ult to back them up too. So you're not out of the woods just yet as NAOS. Zan won off the overdrive. Zavi won off the Hunter's Fury. You've got the Tour de Force, which could lock down B with where Moja currently is situated, but you're only going to use that if this round is lost, for example, right? You don't necessarily need to use it if you're contending with money problems. A little bit of a different look for Sharper in this round too. A little bit more in towards the B side. I say it differently for Sharper. Zan having a spot out towards the belt is a significant amount of information for NAOS here.
Oh, that's huge.
Xavi.
Yeah, not the player you want to be going down there. He had the Hunter's Fury available. So
Yeah.
now to Moja. Oh, man, it's going to be such pressure onto him.
The team feels like they've got a peak.
They do, but they're so ready for it. Oh, how have they done that? Nifty does get the response, so it's not done just yet, Komodo. They might be able to make this work. Moja somehow gets another. Whilst
No
the Armageddon's up, what is Moja doing? The hero that NAOS need, the hero that maybe they deserve. NAOS keeps this game living, keeps them moving.
When you
What
think
a
about this game of
play.
Valorant, and you've got a chamber player, if they're not shooting, they don't exist.
That's exactly
It is
right.
their literal one thing to do, is
Yep.
shoot the damn opponents. And the fact that Moja has been so silent in this map for so long started to become very worrisome. He's now stepped up those last 2 rounds to hold the fort for NAOS and put themselves in a situation that comeback might be real.
This is where it could start to fall apart, Komodo. Kadoom's got to have to pop the blades. He's already got them. He's trying to sort of close the gap, get in towards that position here. This could be a potential financial break for Sharper. They don't want to be on the receiving end of this map, this round loss.
Hunter's Fury. Otherwise, you respect it. You actually got the combo of util.
Well played. Managed to make it work, and now they're going to try and grieve their way in. Are they going to be able to do it, though? Towards the site now. PTC doesn't deny Kadoom. That's one found. QQ God finding Moja. Okay, Valden, what have you got? Nothing. Niffy denied.
An orb emitting.
Now Xavi and Zan. The double X.
Spike planted.
At least that's one. QQ God taken down. All of a sudden, a potential winnable prospect here for NAOS, but they are going to have to work bloody hard. Relay Bolt goes in, and just the turret getting that information, but it's not going to happen. Kadoom, and man, I cannot believe I'm saying it, but Niffy, he was absent on Lotus, and he is playing off
I said it before.
the rocker.
I flamed him before. I mean, we all have, you know, these ones where we have some pretty poor performances, right? I mean, it happens, yeah. Let's just go with that. The fact that Sirifop tried to carry them on Lotus, right? And the rest of the team was still doing what they could. A lot of assists from LBY. Ascent, he also had a bit of a shaky one, still at the bottom, but now stepping up when the team needed it. Big effort by committee. 4 series points for Sharper Esports.
Make their
See
way
if
into
they-
the upper finals up against. It'll be a tie upper final.
Yep. And look at this. There's disconnection from NAOS on this site, and there's forward positioning that can be commanded by Sharper now that the plant is down with a pit for protection.
This is going to be such a challenging retake now for NAOS. They have to do it all. Members coming in from the flank. Valden, at their very least, drops Kadoom. Okay, this makes it doable. Niffy just waiting ever so patiently. The toxic screen now will go down, but what are they going to be able to do? Sirifop drops one, but Xavi gets 2. It's going to have to be Niffy Komodo. We were talking about him again. Xavi trying to get in towards position, though, and he absolutely does. QQ God, all alone on an island, sitting by himself onto the defuse now. He drops one, but inside the smoke, inside the pit, Moja will take him down. We continue, we hold on, and NAOS will not go down without a fight.
And that was Sharper essentially being gifted control of the B side as well, right? I thought they were going to go a little bit further when you've got the Tailwind dash coming through from Kadoom. Yeah, it was spotted out by the operator. And I guess maybe expected from NAOS that position could be attainable then by Sharper, but the fact that the flank communicated as well by Niffy finds 2, like that shouldn't be happening. You know the flank is there. You have a wraparound plausible, and 2 individual fights be done by Sharper. That's a rough result, but it's not over, right? It's not done. It's 12-9. Sharper have 3 more chances. They take their own time out here, give themselves the best opportunity to. Because if you let NAOS have a little taste here, we've already seen what they're capable of. We know that they could push this to overtime.
Really something that you do not want to let happen, right? You know, even a moment where you've got another chance to close it in overtime. You know, just that additional added pressure. Okay, so Sharper looks like they are going to just keep around that 2K mark. Kadoom does have the Vandal. It's going to be dropped over to him by QQ God. I don't mind that. He certainly made some things work earlier. LBY is one away from the null command, so I mean, it's not exactly a lost round already.
Early force out, though, from the stealth drone of Seraphop. Not going to really be capitalized upon, unfortunately. Almost just a huge reset for the round. You will force out a drone of Zavi. So I guess you'll exchange the controllables here. Little by little. See what Sharper are going to be able to do.
Oh, they've already got so much information. Zavi dropping LBY, that's already such a huge opportunity, but it's not the interest of A. They're heading over towards the side of B right now, and they can just leave Sirapop to pull away late. Valden's going to be the one to try and solo dolo close this. And it's just eyes onto Kadoom. How much can he find with this single Vandal? They still do need to get that additional control and find that position. Kadoom pushes forward. This is risky, but it could work. It could maybe happen for them. But Zan's dropped QQ God. Valden finds him, and there you go. Nah, no chance, no way. Niffy now just trying to tap away. Just a kill or two maybe, but no. PTC denies. That's 5 alive for NAOS. Double digits to separate these two teams. But of course, as we know, Sharper, they took the knee. They knew the L was coming in that round. They just want to prep up for round of 22, which is coming at you now.
As a positive in that round from Sharper, you did bait out null command of PDC. So I think that's actually pretty valuable coming in towards this next one. 2 rounds left to build up anything as well, right? You've got a Viper's Pit for Valden. You got a Hunter's Fury right now. I'm actually still looking at the way the ult economy is right now. It is favorable for NAOS. You'd need to see something big from Seraphop or Niffy to gain their ultimates here, right? So as long if they're not getting kills, plant, orb.
Action is coming. Utility coming out. Moja finds the opening on the QQ God again, who has been a pivotal piece of the puzzle. Moja finds 2. Oh man, what a time for him to activate, right? And they're just running in one by one. It's a shambles for Sharper. They've done nothing. LBY denied. 4 alive for NAOS. We need every single round of regulation for all 3 of these bloody maps between NAOS and Sharper. We need all the time in the world. And you guys in the chat are all bloody here for it. And thanks for joining us.
Could you imagine if these 2 series tonight, Mitch, were in a LAN environment? I expect everyone would just blow the roof off the location of that one.
Oh, yeah.
With what we're seeing here. But it's last round of reg. See what can happen. Seraphop's gone glass cannon on the Vandal. There's a bunch of snipey boys here. 3 outlaws, an operator. Now know the situation that light shields are aplenty. Playing in the distance. Seraphop might be first casualty here. Otherwise, it's on the back of what Zan may find at the lower pipes angle.
He's literally got no shield, Seraphop.
Yeah. It's either get your primary Vandal or, you know, lighter shields and a Guardian, which, to be fair, I would like better, but it's whatever.
You know, I did say that NAOS were winning this series.
I said Sharper.
Yeah.
And now we don't know.
Anything's going to happen. It's going to happen right now. The crux of the map is going to be upon us in just a split second. They're waiting so damn patiently. Just ticking that clock away. 45 seconds now. Moja has mid on lock. And now they lock in. They get the information. Overdrive will be popped. Kadoom denies, but Zavi drops 2. And now further information. Already spotting. Already crossing. Kicking. Screaming. Swinging will be Zavi. But QQ God, who's died in the last few exchanges, keeps them kicking. Niffy and himself trying to push this one forward. Spotting Mojo on the line, but they do not connect the shot. They have to find this spike plant, though. 20 seconds, Komodo. They do get to safety, but he needs to bait it out. He's so nervous. Doesn't know what to do. Doesn't know where to go. And now with Mojo being able to get back onto that line, it's just going to be QQ God to try and save him, but he can't. Niffy has to clutch, has to be the hero. Can he do it for Sharper, or will this go to overtime? Buying time. Creeping through, giving himself opportunity, setting himself up for success. Valden, he's got it to half. Does he want to get off the toxic screen? It's down. Niffy, 7 bullets, a moment in time. Will he deny, or will Moja be able to strike from the heavens to take him down? I think he's going to do it. It's sticked, it's connected, and that is overtime.
Oh, the fact that the util, the snake swipe, the fragment makes them sweat to try and get the plant down, forced to get it at default. You're swung on by PDC. Flash driving you through, traded by Niffy. But then it's a 1 versus 2. Try to spray at the rope first, not recognizing that the spike may not be there, that the player isn't there. Brings it to the 1 versus 1. I thought for sure when I saw Moja on the bloody rope that his head was going to be cut off by Niffy's Vandal, but no. Somehow, there's a reload in the mix that Niffy has to come through with there, Conky. A reload at the worst possible time. And the defuse is stuck to push us into overtime. Unbelievable scenes.
Head on desk.
Actually, no. Very believable scenes with what we've seen tonight.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Xavi's up and about. Valden doesn't know if he has the stamina to keep on going. There's mixed emotions,
Mate,
isn't there?
The Valorant at this point in time should be pushing ya. I haven't eaten in...
Time.
Yeah, since 2 p.m. It's now 2 a.m. There you go. 2:30 a.m.
The only thing I'm
Good
going to
that
be
there's
eating...
there's a 24-hour place near, so I'm good.
Yeah. I'm going to be eating my pillow very soon.
This is true. 12 seconds left, folks. Let's get into another round of overtime to decide who our winner is going to be today in the playoffs of Split 2 for SEA Challengers.
Shutting them down.
No elimination. Just pride and just hype and excitement. Aldrone destroyed. Up high was Kadoom. Obviously, finally back on towards that defender's angle. Seeing what it feels like for now. As they creep on in. Now, my God, they want to do this quickly, don't they?
Yeah. Here we go.
Action is coming. LB White, unable to do a hell of a lot there. It's NAOS. They've taken 3. And Komodo, it's on the attacker's side. Spike goes down. QQ God and Kadoom. They can only be the ones to save, and look how far away they are. Already ready for the flank.
Noted by the trademark.
They're just locked in. They don't need to move. They can just stay completely statuesque. No worries at all. They've got so many angles to clear, so many positions to move into. And already watching on towards the line, PTC gets that information. I think NAOS are really setting themselves up with a chance here right now. Kadoom taps, doesn't know where PTC is at all. Gets the frag, gets the denial. QQ God finds 1, but he's got to get 3 more. There is no time. There is no rhyme that will sort out NAOS here. 13 to 12. 1 away from turning the tides on this series.
I've been told to get some good food after this one. But I think everybody's eating good at the moment with the way that this has been playing. I think, by the way, NAOS heard my bad Komodo-ness in the last time we saw Icebox earlier this evening, Mitch, on Full Sense versus Motive, because no damn attacking team was pushing to get an advantage. This time, NAOS got the advantage before planting. So thank you very much. That's good Valorant. Now they've got series point.
Simple as that, guys. Just get the kill, lol.
Click heads, lol.
Oh, man. So you can really just see the pressure, can't you? Like,
oh, yeah.
Slumped in chairs.
They had the map points, Mitch. They had a couple of chances to close it, and they just couldn't do it.
Was it 12-8?
Slipped through the fingers. Was it 12-8?
I think it was 12-8 or 12-9.
I know it was 11-8. I don't know if it was 12-8. It might have been. It was 12-8. Yeah. There you go.
4 on the trot for NAOS.
5 if
Make
you
it
consider
5.
the OT too.
Yeah, and I do.
Yeah, for sure. They've carried the momentum here. They did not hold anything back in that attacking round just then. They sent it towards Sharper. Now we'll see if they're going to potentially look to do the same thing here. Sending it to them on the belt.
There is no way Zan just gets this. There is no way Zan pushes belt in the final round of the 3rd map in overtime. And gets the kill and gets away with it. That's Niffy gone.
Oh, but similarly, look at what Sharper have done. They've claimed control of B. They can push towards Snowman.
They're ready
They've got a
for
flank
it.
being watched. Oh, dear. Yep.
Take flight.
Is that game?
No.
No. We'll see.
No.
Planted.
5v3.
Seraphop trying to get into position. Same with LBY. There is still a world where they wiggle their way out of this. There is another member, though, in Moja to find another frag. Seraphop from the back. Yellow, he's whiffed it. And it's just going to be onto Kadoom to try and be the hero, the savior. He does drop one. Valden on the line. And they have crossed. They have completed. NAOS, they are your victors here after a chaotic series over Sharper. And will be finding their opponents in full sense shortly. They have got to be